And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 420. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have one topic for you guys tonight on this episode of the MSK show, and that will be on after destroying Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy finally steps down. So I did an MSK show episode last year in 2025 with me, I think it was Gray and Bob and Iron, when the news was actually first announced, where it was like, it wasn't just some random YouTuber saying it. It was like pretty much like a pretty credible outlet. I think it was IndieWire, or I think it was Deadline or Variety that had that initial like, hey, this is legitimate. She is actually going to be stepping down. And then after that, I told you guys after that episode, and we did the video on that episode too, I'm just not the person that kind of always talks about her stepping down, because it's like I want to actually see it happen. Like I'll give my thoughts on it and what I've thought up until this point, but until she like actually is like, hey, this is going to happen, this is a legit thing, then we'll do another follow-up episode to that one, and that is this one. So when we actually get to the video portion of the show, and I'll do it just like the last one. We're gonna focus on this producer narrative she has. Then we'll talk about Star Wars, and then we'll talk about let's say, the future of what the franchise will look like after her leaving Lucasfilm, which is gonna be what, in a few months. Actually, I think she's leaving like after The Mandalorian or Grogu leaves the box office. Actually, so that'll be around what? So Mandalorian Grogu comes out in March, I think. No, it comes out in May. Right?
Of course she would leave after The Mandalorian and Grogu, because what if she leaves after that, she can say, oh, The Mandalorian and Grogu was mine. That was my success.
She is producing it. She is claiming it's crazy. She is claiming she produced that one. Now, did she produce Jaws? Who knows?
She brought coffee to Steven Spielberg.
Yeah,
oh my God.
From what I heard.
yeah.
And apparently she sucked at doing that.
She sucked.
Yeah.
A woman sucked at doing something? You don't say. You know? I need that meme. You don't say. A woman not doing her job. What planet do you live on?
That's what Steven Spielberg was doing while waiting on his coffee. Well, we're waiting.
That was a great movie.
All right. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out the MSK show episode, first appearance of I forget the YouTube channel name you're going to be going by, or you want to go by your screen name?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'll just go by my screen name now, because I'm working on my YouTube channel. It's probably going to be a few months before I get it rolling.
Yeah. What was the name you had me put in the title?
Gray Area Entertainment.
Okay. So, yes, the MSK show episode with Gray Area Entertainment. That's his first appearance on the show. Now, will he come on Mondays now moving forward? Who knows? Maybe I just hire him and be like, hey, Joe, 4-year contract, $25 million a year.
Dude, you cycle through guests more than a pimp cycles through hoes.
I never cycle. Literally, I have a lot of money, in theory, in my mind, coming very soon.
Where's my paycheck then, bitch?
You never said you wanted to get paid. This is reparations you're giving me around here.
Reparations.
Reparations in what? What am I giving you?
Now, I have told Joe this, there's going to be some weeks where there's just no topics because, well, literally, there's just no news. So unless I actually just created a topic in my brain, or like a tier list we could do, there's going to be weeks where we just, talking chill like dudes, which is good. You work all the time. It's nice to just sit down with the buddies on a Monday on a, highly viewed podcast, I'll say, on Spotify and all the other podcasting platforms, and just chill and talk with the boys. But I do want to say this, I'm always someone who's pretty cynical and asshole-ish, as everyone says, even though I proudly say I'm these things. People like, hey, you're an asshole. Yeah, I never said I wasn't. The thing is, I am someone who basically.
Are you an asshole or just autistic?
I don't know. It just depends, because I will tell people this. I am nice. I'm not what you would call nice. I am cordial with people. I am nice to people who will obviously treat me good, but I will never just outright disrespect someone because, well, I'm not that kind of person. I'm cordial with people, hi, how are you? How's your day? Kind of thing. Like, I reserve a lot of how I treat people, for people that I keep close to me, like I try to keep a very small circle of people, actually, so that's how I've had a much more better show and life in my own personal experience. But I do want to say thank you to every single person that does watch the show on Spotify and download the episodes. And I'm actually behind on a lot of that. I haven't even finished uploading my previous podcast I did before this one, still there. So if you guys go on my Spotify, it's Master Swag King MSK show, which episodes will be there eventually. Cloud9 podcast. You'll see the Nightwing podcast. Then you will see the Cloud9 podcast. Then you will see the Iron Man podcast. And the Iron Man podcast, as of this moment right now, is almost done. And then after that, I'm going to upload the rest of the Cloud9 podcast episodes. And then after that, I'm going to upload the episodes from this show finally. So at the point that I want to get to is at some point, when the MSK show episodes end, and as well as the Cloud9 podcast episodes end, after they're done, I'm just going to upload them straight through. So you're going to get brand new episodes constantly. I was like, you know what? It's about time that I, finally get that done, because, there's people that I have an audience there. They like this stuff. And it's like, I feel kind of bad not giving you anything for months on end, just like my dad did in my life. He just wasn't in there in my life. He just left me. So I'm not like my dad.
Sad.
I'm not like my dad, guys.
He didn't just go out for the milk. He went out for the orange juice. He went out for breakfast. Probably went to Best Buy for a new TV and got lost in the TV aisle or something.
Holy shit. Yeah, and after and also simultaneously right now I'm uploading a lot of the game streams and podcasts that we do over to Rumble too. So I'm just backing it up. Then I'm gonna upload all my pre-recorded content to Rumble too. That way, just backing up everything just in case anything happens, obviously. But thank you to every single person that does watch the show and listen to the show. Thank you. So don't worry. The MSK show is coming, and the Cloud9 podcast remaining episodes are coming. But we're going to get to the video portion here very, very soon. But we'll start with intros. Then we'll just talk for a little bit. Then we'll get to the video, because the video is going to be a little meaty, because there's a lot to explain there, given perspectives. And
we're waiting.
Oh, God. Oh, well, fuck this guy. We'll start with Joe.
I don't know, I'm just waiting at my $25 million a year, man. I don't know. And I'll tell you what, I'll come on every night you want. That kind of money.
Hey,
I don't know. I'll even go find your dad for you if you want.
Too late.
He uses the $25 million to fund an expedition to find his dad.
Yeah, makes all over the world with that kind of money.
Makes an Indiegogo crowdfund. Find a black.
Joe's got Joe puts on like the Indiana Jones hat. He's got like a leather jacket and a whip. Oh wait, that's just horrible.
We're running around. No, I'm just my name's Joe. Like I said, I'm coming up with I want to do my own channel in a bit. I got a lot of irons in the fire, do a lot of freelance writing, and I got a regular job, and life happens. But I want to get into some video reviews and those kind of things. So hopefully, I set a goal of June 1st for my channel, but I also set a January 1st goal, and it's still not done. So it's been pretty tough. I'm a writer, so I do a lot of fiction writing and things too. So I got a lot of stuff going on. So hopefully, I get my channel going. So that's hopefully. Let me think. I'm hoping June 1st.
How has your week been so far?
Well, actually, it kind of stinks today. I pulled a muscle in my back. So if you ever see me wincing
shit.
Oh,
yeah, I don't even know what happened. And I went to the gym, worked out a little bit, came home, ate dinner, went to stand up. Oh man, it felt tugged. It's like nothing, And I went.
You didn't pull it on the shitter or something like that?
No,
I've done that before, and it fucking sucks.
I wish I had a reason. No. And at the gym, I didn't really do many weights. It's cardio and stuff. I did a few things.
Like you just ever shit so hard, you're like, oh, my back. Oh, shit.
Actually, funny you say that. I knew a guy one time passed out on the toilet because he was going too hard. He told me there's some nerve that runs up and down your spine, and you could do that if you push it too hard or something. I don't know. And he blacked out. I never believed him, but my doctor told me that's actually
my mom did that to herself like maybe a year ago, and apparently my dad found her, and he's like, "Brooke, the fuck you doing on the floor? Get up!" He didn't even try to help her up. He was like, "The fuck you doing on the floor?"
No, never anything bad like that. I had a roommate about 35 years ago. 40. It was quite a while ago. He got so drunk he passed out on the toilet. And, we came home, and me and a couple guys were coming in after work because we work nights, and the door's closed. He's in there forever. I'm like, man, so I knock on the door, nothing. So I'm like, you all right in there? And he's kind of sitting on it with his head on the sink, and he's asleep. And I was like, wake up. Oh, man, I'm so drunk. And it was so funny. Really.
Oh, my God.
Dude,
No,
I was glad he wasn't dead. That's like terrible.
bro. No, dude, I had something similar that happened to me. I think I told you about it. Like, I told you, I think I told Nate too. Like, literally, something happened on my right side of my body, in my shoulder and this part of my back, where it was so painful. I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't pull any muscle. Probably because I had to. I'm not cheating people when I tell you.
Were you jerking it too hard again?
No. What ended up like it got to a point where I literally had to sleep like this in fucking like doggy style position. So I literally couldn't. It was horrible. I was in so much pain. Like if I literally laid on my, I was like, if I literally laid on my shoulder, it was so painful. I was like, what? I was like, man. At that point, I was like, I'm old. No, it's over.
It could be a pinched nerve. I had a buddy, a friend of mine got a real bad pinched nerve. He had to go to like therapy and stuff. And when I got a pinched nerve, he told me it's pinched nerve. And I didn't believe him, but I went to see a chiropractor, and that's the first thing he said. So he worked it out. But yeah, you wait till you get my age, dude. This stuff starts falling apart randomly. You just.
I was like, because it's gone now. You know, I got the muscles, and I got the ladies and the car and the money. But no, I just threw all that other stuff in there. You know,
I got the ladies in the car, no bed.
Sleeping doggy style with the ladies,
making love to a vacuum cleaner every night.
Okay, Nate is confessing through projection, obviously. You know.
Says the guy with the vacuum cleaner in the background.
Like, hey, it was, oh my God. I was like, what is this pain? I went to work. I was like, please don't make me lift anything. And it did matter to lift heavy things, and it was horrible.
Did you, my God. Drop it on yourself?
Luckily, I didn't. Yes. But it felt like my shoulders went flaccid. Like this one felt like it didn't even work. I was like, what is this? I was like, am I old at this point now? Do I just go and live in an old folks home and just retire at this point?
You just randomly had spaghetti arms.
Really talking about MSK being flaccid is not what I expected tonight. I don't know.
Oh, God. Well, Nate, how was your week been so far, man, since you were snowed in?
I mean, it's only Monday. So normally on Mondays is like a full work day. But I guess they were waiting to see how the roads were going to clear up today. So my boss texts me last night, and he's like, so be in the building at 1 p.m. And I'm like, I know the roads are fucking horrible. Why are you trying to make us come into work? So I get up this morning at like 11. I'm getting ready for work. And then he sends me another text. He's like, well, don't come to work yet. I don't know if we're coming in today. So I sat on my bed for like 2 hours, just kind of like, just kind of doing this number, like going in and out of consciousness, waiting for him to like send me a fucking text. And finally he sends me a text. He's like, yeah, we're coming to work. I'm like, all right. So warm up my car, clean the snow off it. And dude, the fucking roads out here are still horrible, especially like the back roads. Like there's black ice everywhere. I pull out of my cul-de-sac, and the first fucking thing I see is a state trooper on the side of the road guiding traffic because some dumbass ran off the fucking road and into a ditch. I'm like, it's going to be one of these days, is it?
People always forget how to drive in the snow, man.
Oh, God. I mean, I can drive in the snow. It's just people get mad at me for the way I drive because I don't drive like a bat out of hell in it. But
people just, I don't know. I don't like how other people drive in the snow. I can handle it, but they just fly by you. They slam on their brakes. They're not paying attention. But worst.
Once I hit the highway, things got a little better. I mean, they had the highway cleared off pretty well.
Where do you live at? Where are you getting all that snow?
North Carolina. So
yeah, my buddy lives in North Carolina, and he was posting pictures. First got the he lives in Charlotte. He was posting pictures. He said it's the biggest snow he's had since he's lived there in about 16 years.
I've lived here my entire life. We've had snows that are bigger than this, pretty sure. But no, got to work, and I don't know. Well, my boss didn't tell me that everybody wasn't coming in. So I get there. There's no fucking cars in the parking lot. I'm like, where the fuck is everybody? I go inside and I find out they're basically just making us work today as like a makeup day for Sunday. So,
No.
so technically, I worked today like a Sunday. It was just me and him there loading trucks, and
Just
I don't
you
even.
two?
Yeah, it was just us.
How did you take your breaks?
We don't normally take breaks because we're not there that
Illegal.
long. We're not there that long, dude. We weren't even there for like 4 fucking hours. Son. God damn.
There was a black guy outside.
Turn that shit off. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, we weren't even there for like 4 hours today. We loaded trucks.
Yeah.
Got back in our cars and got the fuck out of there, dude.
Yeah, I didn't work that long today either, but it was basically so like, because if I take a half, then I'll lose money taking a half, and it's better if I don't take a half, so I just have to clock out. You know, like if you know, I don't know if all the states do this, but you have to take your half by like what, the 5th hour or before the 5th hour or during you can take a minimum like 3 hours in. So I like to just clock out like 5 minutes before a half, so that way I just make certain amount of money.
Well, since I load trucks, I don't have like a designated time to like take lunch. I can basically just load a certain amount of trucks and then tell my supervisor, "Hey, I'm going to lunch." Sometimes when I get there, I'll do it like first thing just to get the fuck out of the way, and then there'll be other times where I'll load about maybe 6, 7 trucks, and then I'll take my fucking lunch. It just depends on, if I feel like continue on pushing through or taking a break. I mean, my schedule's pretty bendable, so.
Yeah,
I mean, it's good.
So, before you get to the topic, actually, I'll just slightly say this for a lot of people, okay?
All right.
So, this happens in a lot of movie fandoms, actually. A lot of them. Star Wars is one of the most biggest ones of it. The Star Wars prequel movies are like this. So, this is how life is for the average person, okay? Listen to what I'm saying. And before you go to your keyboard and you start going, huddle link, since I'm not retarded like you, I will just explain it to you, okay? And I know that sounds kind of like really.
What are you trying to explain?
Well, I have to get my ego bravado out of there. God damn it, Nate. So I am a master now in retard speak. I can translate what you mean when you say it. Now listen carefully, people. When you listen to the show, okay? In life, there's this thing called confirmation bias and anecdotal evidence, and that applies to every single one of us. Okay, so you experience Phantom Menace, right? Now, in your theater, potentially there was people jumping up and down, having a great time and loved it. Now, on the other hand, there could have been a person who had the same experience you did, and there are people in their audience hated it. And in their life, the Star Wars prequels are not liked. And in your life...
I was barely out of the womb in 1999.
Good Lord, he's too young for this, Joe.
Baby.
And then you also get the other experience where maybe in your life, Star Wars prequels were actually praised and loved. Get what I'm saying here? A lot of people do this constantly. No, when I grew up, it was like this. Definitively, your anecdotal life experience. So everyone else had the same life experience you did, had the same conversations, had the same way they looked at movies. Yours is how it all went. Yeah, no, that's not how that goes. Now, there is universal praise, obviously. Like, an example of this will be Lord of the Rings trilogy. I pretty much say 9 times out of 10, there'll be like that small 1% that doesn't like them. But for the most part, you don't really find anyone that doesn't really like
those people are a bunch of marks. We don't talk to those people.
Yeah, like the Dark Knight. On Twitter, the Dark Knight is overrated, garbage, blah 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 blah. In real life, I don't think I've ever met someone who doesn't like the Dark Knight movie. I've never met a person. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying that my life experience is the end-all, be-all of everyone else's experiences. Like, the Star Wars prequels for me have always been divisive. There are people that in my life that have liked them, and there are people in my life that have hated them. Like, I don't think those movies had universal praise. I don't believe so. No way you will convince me Attack of the Clones was universally loved. That movie stinks. Stunk then. I didn't even like Star Wars back then. And I watched it, and it stunk now. And I never liked Star Wars, actually, because it was always usually for nerds, like, who don't shower. Typically,
motherfucker,
you losers.
You play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards and play League of Legends.
Oh, God. See, Joe, he's supposed to be on my side. He's just over here just dogging my narratives. Good Lord,
I don't like Star Wars because it's for nerds. I don't like D&D because it's for nerds.
For nasally, like overweight, grease-stained shirt nerds all the time. Good Lord. Anyone that always talk about how like a nasty, like, did you like Obi-Wan Kenobi? It's like, no, we're not losers. And you actually should be ashamed for admitting that to me. It's like those people that watch anime and go, man, I love my body reincarnated as a slime. Why are you admitting this to me? We're straight dudes. Why are you talking to me?
There's nothing wrong with slice of life anime, you dickhead.
Oh my god. It's like those people that just will walk up to you and say, "Hey bro, do you like sports?" Because they're trying to have small talk with you. It's like, yeah. Do you have a team? No. I just like watching sports. All right, bye. It's like it's the worst thing in life to deal with when it comes to people. Like, I absolutely hate it. Apparently, like, Man of Steel, I will say this, in my life experience, Superman movie, Man of Steel has always been divisive. I've met people that have loved it, hated it, been in the middle of it. But I would never lie to you and say, because it's how like the Mandela effect thing works. Like someone will think something, say something, and because they had an experience of it, that means they think everyone else had experience of it, right? Man of Steel's always been divisive. Maybe you had a life where Man of Steel wasn't divisive, but I would never tell you that your life experiences didn't happen, right? But to just paint a broad brush like everyone does with these things is so annoying because what is so like I'll even paint it out like this. If movies praise lives and dies by how you think about them, well, why would you need to hear someone else's opinion about it, right? Why would I need to hear your opinion about a movie if we all apparently by how you think and feel about them like the same things? That's how it works, right? We usually tend to like movies based on what other people say about them and how we feel about them too. An example, The Thing, as a movie that is, I'm pretty sure, like that 1% doesn't like it. I've never talked to a person my entire life who doesn't like The Thing. Never happened. Pretty much has a 100% success rate in my life talking about the movie The Thing. Joe, do you like The Thing?
Oh, yeah, it's a good movie.
Nate, do you like The Thing?
Yeah.
You know,
well, yeah,
102% success rate.
Until they tried to ruin it with the 2011 remake.
Yeah, I didn't even try that one. You can't.
There's some things better left, unsaid in certain conversations. But, like, there's a reason why, I don't actually care for awards. I don't. But there is a reason why you have them. It's because other people can have different experiences with something, and then we all share that experience together and talk about them. And yeah, there's always going to be hot takes and cold takes, and there's always going to be people being contrarians. But if I believed people thought about movies and TV the same way I did, that would be boring as hell. Like, you having a different experience with it makes perfect sense because, well, your life has an entirely different experience from mine. So this whole weird, like, painting a whole brush with something is so disgustingly cringe to conversation because it just shuts down conversation because someone, well, when I was growing up, everyone loved the prequels. And if you disagree with me, well, you're a moron. Well, why would I have a conversation with you?
Well, there's definitely like a generational gap when it comes to Star Wars. And the reason I say that is because, I had the fortune of seeing the originals before I ever got a glimpse of what the prequels were. That's just how my uncle was. And he wanted to make sure I knew what Star Wars actually was before I started watching the new stuff, but it's definitely a generational thing. I think people who grew up with the prequels, they just have more fonder memories of those movies, as opposed to, people who were in their, 40s and, 50s going into their 60s who grew up with, the original trilogy. That's their Star Wars. People of my generation, the prequels, that's their Star Wars. And yeah, I mean, as I've gotten older, I've been able to like look at the prequels through like a, different, glass lens and go, all right, that's pretty dumb. That's pretty dumb. That's pretty dumb. But despite the stupid shit, man, I mean, I still like them because that's my Star Wars. That's what I grew up with.
And that's the thing that goes along with these conversations too that a lot of people don't understand is he can say all of that and I go, you know what? I may not fully agree, but I like to hear what you have to say. It sounds like people, when they say these opinions, they want everyone to just simultaneously agree with them. Then it's like, what do you really want though? It's like that little kid where you tell him like, hey, honey, something. He goes, la, 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 la. It's like, what the fuck? What is that? It's like, hey guys, I think, I don't know, Qui-Gon Jinn's the most overpowered Jedi ever. And if you disagree, comment down below.
Well, I mean, it's Liam Neeson. Like, come the fuck on, son.
Yeah.
His particular set of skills.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about generationally. I grew up, I saw the original Star Wars in 76, 77.
Why are you so old, Joe?
In the theater. I was, 10? And then we had to wait a while for Empire, and then when Return came out, Return of the Jedi, I really liked it. But then as I got older and and saw it, I noticed more of the goofy stuff, like with the Ewoks and stuff. So that one didn't hold up as well as the first two.
You know what? You know what?
But I love those movies, and like I said, Jedi gets a little goofy, but you get the Ewoks and the Zug-Zugs and so yeah. But then when the prequels came out, like we were really excited. And a buddy of mine, we waited in line to get tickets, but they were showing it in so many theaters they didn't sell out. We didn't have to wait, but we got them, and we actually saw it twice in one day. Someone wanted us to get her 2 tickets for her and her boyfriend we worked with, and then she didn't want them, so she paid us for them. So me and him just went back and saw it the second time. And there's a lot of things I liked about that movie, but I think the whole Jar Jar thing and some of the Gungan stuff was just kind of ridiculous.
Pod racing, man.
I like the pod racing segment.
I thought it was cool. It just took a long time to get it.
Dude, I'm sorry. The sound design during that scene is cool as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
I will say, I will say, as much shit as I give the prequel movies, they do have really good. That's a very good score. All of them have a very, very good score to them.
Oh, Duel of the Fates, Battle of the Heroes, like some of the great. Like I have those tracks downloaded on my phone. Like sometimes I'll be at work loading trucks, and Duel of the Fates will come over my fucking ear.
Just imagining someone as a Jedi just hitting his boss with a sword or something.
Yeah, I'm imagining climbing on top of pallets, fighting my coworkers. To the down.
Sounds like my childhood. Anytime we got a stick, it was a lightsaber. Or at Christmas time, when you do the wrapping paper, you get the cardboard tubes, and me and my brother just beat the crap out of each other.
Me and my cousins would go out in the woods and literally reenact the final fight from Revenge of the Sith. There's this tree that would be there was this tree that would be laying on its side, kind of going up at like an angle. Dude, we'd reenact the entire fight, and then at the end, motherfucker would like kick my feet out from under me, and I'd fall like 10 feet in the air into a patch of thorn bushes. I'm on the ground like in pain, screaming and bleeding, and this motherfucker literally goes, "It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground."
Well, he didn't light you on fire, so that's
he didn't light me on fire. It definitely felt like I was on fire.
Well, it's time to get to the main course. The meat and potatoes. Oh, I love shitting on women. I love shitting on this woman because she is horrible.
Oh, want to talk Star Wars more? Damn it.
I thought we were Star Wars. These are both interchangeable.
It's funny. Before my uncle passed, for his 50th birthday, I got him the Star Wars Despecialized editions. This is a fan project where someone went in and literally edited the original trilogy down to how they were when they were originally released.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I've seen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's cool.
I heard they're doing a re-release of the original the way it appeared in the theater.
I heard that too. Yeah.
I won't go see it because I already have it.
I have it. Good Lord. Joe, don't die on us. I know you're old. Don't worry.
I know that. I'm my old back's too. Telling me you're old. So
hey, let me tell you something, son. It's not the years, it's the mileage. There you go.
I got a lot of miles, dude. Trust me. You got my knees will tell you that. My back's telling me that right now. And
hey, I was being told that last night, so.
Don't torture your vacuum cleaner like that, man. Come on.
Oh my God. We're not having sex. Good Lord, man. I don't know how to do it. I pay this guy $50 million a year. You're just roasting me. Good Lord.
A $50 million vacuum cleaner? What the fuck is wrong with you?
That vacuum cleaner better give me head if I'm paying that much for it.
No, if you pay $50 million for that thing, it better be a fucking like Autobot or something like that. Like it
better clean your house, make you food.
No, it like
go to your job for you.
No, it's like the woman bot from Revenge of the Fallen. It literally turns into a woman.
Hey man, we're getting there with AI. So
you know what? I was against AI women, but seeing how a lot of them are at this point now, actual women, you know what? I might have to rethink. It's like that meme of that one movie, that quote, "Maybe I judged you too harshly,"
Yeah. Oh man, when you get older, it doesn't get better, dude.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is, unless oh God, man, women make me so angry. Like I literally at work, I just asked 2 random chicks this. If your husband was a billionaire and he cheated on you or did, would you leave him? She was like, no. I was like, yeah, of course you wouldn't. And I told she asked, why'd you ask that? Because, well, I'll say this though.
You should have just went, I'm trying to prove a point.
Yeah. I mean, my point was already answered. She said he's not a millionaire. He had to be a bill. Okay, hey, I always tell women this. Who are you gonna find better? You're gonna go find another billionaire? Come on, man. Like, hey, I'm not advocating for anything. And I'm not saying I would do said thing in certain situations. But I know women that have married men for money. So if you've married someone for money and that person cheats on you, I don't know how that's any different. You're not in it for real, and he's also, I don't know, giving you a taste of your own medicine. That's the saying growing up. You getting a taste of your own medicine. You're marrying someone just for their money. You don't love them, and you get mad if they sleep with someone else. Huh. Oh shit. They call that karma, actually. Also, you're not gonna leave that person anyway. I've seen men literally beat up women and they stay with them because they have a roof over their head, they have bills paid, car paid. Women will actually take a lot of shit. Now, is that all good? No, it's not good, obviously. Do not obviously beat your wife. Don't do that. But it's just saying that women kind of need better standards, though. Like someone putting their hands on you, that's kind of where you draw the line at. You should, right? Women don't
Some
care.
of that is self-esteem issues and how
Yeah,
things like that.
Good
I've
Lord.
known. Yeah, I knew a couple of women I worked with years and years ago. Their boyfriend slapped them around a bit, and they stayed with them, and people are trying to get them out. Unfortunately, the one I'm thinking of now, I'm going to say her name, but she did get out. She finally just left the guy, and I was, but she was a beautiful girl. I think she was 19, and I said, well, why do you put up? Well, he loves me, and I don't know. And I finally realized that it really wasn't love. And, I told her, I got some friends and we can go over and break the guy's arms if you want. I mean, I don't know. I've had some friends in my life that are a lot worse people than I am. And will do a lot of things for money.
I'm pro guy here, but I always tell guys, you need to keep your emotions in check. Whatever you do not hit a girl. Primarily because you are way stronger than them. You could actually do some legit damage to them. Control your emotions. Do not act like a child. If they're making you angry, you straight up could make them leave. If your name is on the lease, you could make them leave. You technically
you don't want to
own that place, But speaking of my relationship with my wife, where she cheats on me with 5 black guys a night and just gets black constantly, just something I have to deal with every single time because my wife's boyfriend pretty much cheats on me all the time. But
your wife's boyfriend.
Because I say my wife's boyfriend, it sounds like
this is how you can tell he's not serious. Because if that was truly going on, he would never admit that.
Dude, there was a guy that admitted that thing about, or he ate the,
We're never gonna speak of that again.
Okay, Batman.
Weird dudes, man.
Batman would never be able to get that out of me.
Motherfucker said Batman himself couldn't get that information out. Had me in tears. I should have had me in fucking tears.
Someone said God himself wouldn't be able to get that information.
Man, I don't know. You see stories like that in some of these magazines now, and they'll say like, there was just a story that said, well, I let my wife cheat or have an affair, but now she's upset with me, and I'm like,
but
what do you let her have an affair? What are you doing?
She asked you permission to cheat on you, and you that's the crazy part, because usually it happens behind your back, and a woman goes, "Can I actually cheat on you?" "Yes, honey." Fuck.
I wish I could remember that story now, and where I saw it. It was someone posted.
I hate life. All of you people out there deserve no women. A girl's like, "Can I cheat on you?" "Yes, my lady." Fucking kill me. Jesus
would it
Christ.
even be an affair at that point? Because I thought the whole point of an affair is the fact that you're doing it behind their back, like they don't know.
Holy shit! What is going on with dudes these days?
I think some of these guys just say things. I saw something on X. It was probably a year or so ago about a guy saying that he lets his wife do whatever she wants because she's so great. She should be scared other guys should experience her.
Holy shit.
Imagine that. Your wife is so good at sucking cock, you want to share that with the world.
I know.
What's crazy about that is,
dude, I wouldn't wear another guy's shoes. I'm not going to let him have my girlfriend or wife.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about dudes these days is they'll say and it's not, I'm not meaning that as a slur. I'm saying this in like the way it comes off sounds gay. They'll be like, "My wife's my best friend." What do you guys like doing together? Sex.
Yeah.
Fatality.
any guy that tells me his wife's his best friend, I know you fucking get pegged.
Hey, some
I
guys
know
are
you get pegged.
some guys are into that, man.
Bro, and then what's crazy is this is what always puzzles me. And keep in mind, I think there's structure that shit. She takes care of the kids, cleans and cooks, cool. You pay all the bills. You make sure she has her little car. You make sure they got the car seat for the kids and everything. And you let her. What's crazy is you make all the money and you let her run you. That would never fly with me ever. If any girl try that, you are getting thrown out a window, bitch. I'm good. I can't believe dudes are cuck like that. You make all the money. You pay her car note. You pay her light bill, gas, put clothes on her, food and everything. And she has the nerve and balls to tell you how to spend your money. What kind of, our society's so cooked. I'm so done. Well, Star Wars, that's going to make me feel so much better talking about this shit. Oh, God.
Well, what we're talking about here and about these roles and how people view men and women, I think have a lot to do with why Star Wars went in the tank.
Yeah, actually true. Yes. So let's get into that right now. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about, after destroying Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy finally steps down. So we did a video about Kathleen Kennedy's, announcement of finally stepping down a few months ago on an episode of the MSK show, but you guys already watched the, the clipped version of it if you don't watch the MSK show live. And I talked about this with Gray, Bob, and Iron and myself, because this was announced that she was actually going to step down. And, I'm not one of those people to constantly talk about her, only because, it's been rumored for a very, very long time she was actually going to be wait a minute, what the fuck? Wait, Nate's here. What the heck? What's going on with my sound? Oh, okay.
What?
Hold on. My brain is clear. My mind is set. Something is fucking woosa. Okay. Second time's the charm. Okay. Nate is, I'm going to kill this man. He's, you know what he's doing right now? He's going outside to plow his snow. All the homo guys. He's going to come back and hear that shit. Oh, God. All right, let's go. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about, after destroying Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy finally steps down. So I did an episode of the MSK show with Grey Poupe and Iron Oxide and Bob Loves Movies a while ago in 2025, around, I think it was August, where it was pretty much announced that, after all the years of rumors of this specific situation, it was actually going to end up happening, where Kathleen Kennedy is going to be finally stepping down as the president of Lucasfilm. And I normally don't talk about this situation a lot, specifically because it's always rumors she's going to be stepping down. And then when it finally came out from very big, credible outlets, even though I might disagree with them politically, it was actually announced she is going to be stepping down and they're going to be looking for a replacement. And that replacement we're going to be talking about in this video as well. So it was actually, fully announced, and not just in rumor format, but it was actually announced, I think, about a few weeks ago, where, yeah, it is true, she is finally stepping down. So I know I've talked about my experience with Star Wars, and everyone else has talked about their experience with Star Wars as well. What we're going to do here in this video is we're going to break things down for her. So we're going to start with the narrative. She's this great producer. Then we're going to do her tenure at, actually, as the president of Lucasfilm, obviously. Then we're going to talk about the aftermath, because Dave Filoni is going to be taking over as the president of Lucasfilm. So let's kind of start it here. So George Lucas sells Star Wars to Disney after Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, that was pretty bad.
Then he directed another movie. I forgot what it was after that. After those two movies, he was like, you know what? I don't got it anymore. I'd argue he never had it after the prequels, but that's just my opinion personally, guys. So,
well, it's funny because if you watch the original trilogy, you can almost go, okay, there was somebody here reeling in George Lucas and not letting him lose his fucking mind completely. You get to the prequels, the biggest problem with the prequels, nobody was there to tell George Lucas, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And I will say and this is not a prequel Star Wars dedicated video, obviously, but I will lead that into something in this video, which is the backlash the prequels got definitely influenced his decision to sell it. Like it's one of those things where a lot of the greatest directors and artists and writers and all that stuff, they always have people in their corner telling them things that they should improve on. George Lucas definitely didn't have that on the prequel movies because, well, it's like, logically, why would you tell him anything after the first trilogy? You're like, okay, this guy's got it down pat. He can't do no wrong.
Well, because he's George Lucas and he thought, like you said, he could do no wrong.
Yeah. So, and keep in mind, fair to the people that are working with him, why would you question him? He made potentially like one of the best film trilogies ever made, created one of the biggest IPs to ever exist, you know? So it's like, you know, why question this guy? Then you watch episode 1, and you're like, wow, damn, fuck. Then you watch episode 2, you're like, shit.
And he somehow created a character that set black people back by 30 years in Jar Jar Binks.
This is a movie, guys, Attack of the Clones, where I hate sand.
No, that's not even the worst. That's not even the worst one. You're in my very soul, tormenting me. When Master Obi-Wan and I play hide the salami, all I think about is you.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that casting of Anakin wasn't the best, I don't think, as far as actors go.
I don't think it's Hayden's fault. I think that's just Lucas. I think because once again, Hayden has gone on to do stuff that's been really good. So is Natalie Portman. It's just George Lucas.
Hayden
George Lucas.
Yeah, he went on to do Jumper. What a great cinema that is.
It's not terrible.
I don't think Jake Lloyd was a great young
right.
Anakin. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen the DVD extras when they have it's about an hour-long documentary.
I have.
And they actually had the final 3 kids that read for young Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
And the one boy I thought was great, and he should have been him. I can't remember his name. It's so long ago. And then they picked Jake
made
Lloyd.
a documentary about him. It's called I Was Almost Anakin Skywalker.
And he was really good in his read, I thought. But then they picked Jake Lloyd, and he's got that like bowl haircut. And I was like, man. And he was so goofy, and I was like, wow. But I don't think Lucas is a very good director. Like you got, Natalie Portman's an outstanding actress. Mm-hmm. And she's talking like this, Anakin, I don't think I can love you. I'm afraid. What are you going to do with my children? It's like,
it's so wooden. Doing? There's no emotion to it. It's
we'd be living a lie. We can't be together. Meanwhile, she practically has her titties and assets hanging out.
She's like, I don't love you, and this is inappropriate, and you're making me uncomfortable. Well, okay, well, stop looking hot and just tell me to leave. Like, what's going on? I don't know. But if you think about it, Empires, I think, is the best Star Wars movie of all. Oh, and he had the least amount to do with that movie. I think Lucas, he's got this imagination, and he is this big picture guy.
His wife was actually a big reason why that first movie turned out the way it did.
And a lot of good editing with that, I heard. So
Anakin and Padme are about to die, and she's like, "I truly, deeply love you."
I know, and the way she talked, and I've seen her. Like, you ever see The Professional and stuff? She's a great actress, and you're like, well, why can't you get anything out of her other than, I'm very.
It's because George Lucas doesn't know how to write fucking dialogue. I've been preaching this shit for like 10 years.
That's true.
Yeah, and hey, it's one of those things where his decision to sell it to Disney, I do think, in partly was due to the fact of maybe he felt like he didn't have it anymore, and a lot of people actually didn't like prequels. I'll say this. Loved and hated, they were very divisive. That's always been my take on the prequels. You're going to keep people that really love them, or you're going to people that really hate them. Me personally, I think the only decent prequel movie is episode 3, and even that one has a lot of problems in it. Like, it has a lot of issues. Like, one of the ones that always bothered me was that in episode 1, okay, remember, like, they have Anakin there, and they take him in skeptical of Qui-Gon and all of what he says. Like, hey, this kid is going to be one with the Force and all that other nonsense wooden dialogue.
He's the chosen one, yeah.
Yeah. And then in episode 3, this random motherfucker just comes up to him, sits him down, and goes, "They're gonna betray you. They don't like you and all that shit." That doesn't even make logical sense. Why? They've known him for years. Why would they just do anything bad to him?
Well,
don't have sex with women. How dare you have sex with women? You cannot have sex with women.
Well, I hate to be that guy, MSK, but they made there's a really good show you should probably watch that actually fills in a lot of the gaps.
No, but what I'm saying is it just doesn't make logical sense that a group of people that let him in as a kid, skeptical, would just for some reason
But they didn't let him in. They only let him in because
skeptical.
They only let him in because it was Qui-Gon's dying wish. That was the only reason they let him in.
And but keep in mind, he was with them for how long? Like what, 13, 17 years? Like he would obviously know how they are as people.
Like him even when he showed up as a kid. Like the moment they saw him, Mace Windu was looking at him like he wants to call him a motherfucker so bad. Like, like come on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anakin.
He's like Qui-Gon, motherfucker. Why'd you bring us this motherfucking kid from this motherfucking dirt planet?
Poor Anakin. He can't have sex with women as a Jedi.
I mean, in Star Wars lore, that was like a rule for like over 1,000 years before Anakin's time.
Awesome rule. Women suck, dude, and women ruin everything. Good. Congrats.
And it was like that because if Jedi did have sex, you would end up with characters like Grandmaster Luke, who are literally just gods amongst Jedi.
All right. So outside of all of that, we're going to go over this piece by piece with her. So we've talked about this at length, in other videos too, but to just summarize it for a lot of you people, a movie, and when you see the credits of a movie producer, right? Okay. So a producer could do a lot more than or a lot less. Okay. So hypothetical, this is a pure hypothetical. It's not happening. Let's say I want to make a movie called Felipe the Dancing Monkey. Okay. And I need someone and I need someone to produce this movie for me. Okay. Now I'm going to have people that I hire that are going to do a lot more than said person. But the best way I could cheap out on this kind of movie and getting a producer is this one trick. I'll just call, let's say, Joe, and I'll be like, "Hey, Joe, what do you think I should do for this character, Felipe?" And he says, "Hey, MSK, I think you should do this, this, and that." You know what's crazy? I could convince him, be like, "Hey, I will give you producer's credit on this movie because of your idea," which would thank you for your contribution. That's how a lot of people have producer credits on movies, because they answered a phone call. Michael Bay calls them, "Hey, Shia LaBeouf, what do you think about this character? He's good. You're a producer." Even though he never was on set, never did anything with the movie, you can literally get producer's credit doing literally nothing, absolutely almost nothing, just a phone call.
You just get the studio barista to be your producer.
Oh God.
What is it? Starfleet Academy. I was watching a video. I think Nerdrotic did. I think he said there's 12 producers on that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and the fact that you only see 3 of them constantly listed, because the 3 that are main, I always firmly believe that the 3 main people.
One of them was like a handyman. The other one was the other one was like a janitor, just cleaning up on set.
They told Enrique on the set, "Hey, Holmes, I'll get you on the producer's credit, Holmes. I'll put you in this game." So
if you give Felipe some bananas, you can be the producer here. Oh, cool. I'll get you some bananas for Felipe.
And you know what? That is good enough for most people to be producers. Now, let's just go down some of these movies. I want you guys to actually, genuinely, in the comment section, stop simping for women, okay? Most of the best movies ever made were by men. That's just not even
I don't think you can simp for the woman we're talking about.
If you ever did, I would feel terrible.
Kathleen Jenny, no.
We'll just go. Well, we're not going to go over all of them. Okay, we'll cover some of the main ones everyone talks about. Okay, that way we make it simple. Okay, because I want to cover her producer career.
I'm thinking of 3 right off the top of my head.
We're probably thinking of the same ones, and I want you guys to really understand what I'm saying here. Stop simping for women. Okay. It is imperative you use actual logic with something. Use your brain, okay? Now, let's look at some of these. Let's just do a lot of the famous ones everyone gives her credit for, even though she's just listed a producer. We don't know what she did in these movies. We have no clue what she did, okay? Let's just go through E.T. This was directed by Steven Spielberg. The
was
same
thinking of
guy who
that one.
directed Jurassic Park and Jaws. So why would he need her help directing that movie?
Bitch, bring me my coffee.
Yeah, I don't think she did a lot with those. I mean,
Okay,
I don't know.
Steven Spielberg in his prime directed Jaws, Jurassic Park, and E.T. And people will actually want to convince me she helped him with them.
I mean, I don't know. She might have, like I said, got coffee. Well, I
Oh
think
God,
she
no,
went-
Joe, we lost you. No. All right, let's go. Let's go to some of these other ones. Jurassic Park. If any of you think she produced this movie, actually helped Steven Spielberg, you're a crackhead. You're
No,
actually
she
on
was-
crack. I can't help you.
She was actually the prop girl in that one. She's the one that delivered the giant Triceratops dung that Jeff
I can't
Goldblum
believe she
stares
produced
at in the
Jurassic Park
movie.
3. That movie sucks. I can't believe she produced that garbage. The Sixth Sense. She produced this.
I don't think so.
I don't
M. Night
know.
Shyamalan, see, he kind of controlled that.
Did she produce Hook?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if she's listed as producer on these, I don't know what she would have
I don't know
done.
what she
Yeah,
did.
like what?
Like-
Like what was she doing?
What was she doing? Like,
Aside from collecting a paycheck, what was she doing?
then you have a lot of other these executive.
Gremlins?
Yeah, she's been
Yeah,
involved
she
for
was
a long
involved,
time.
yeah.
The
Do you guys think she
Goonies?
helped produce? What did she do on the Goonies?
An American Tale? Are you fucking serious?
Just back. If any of you think she did anything on Back to the Future, I can't save you. I need to send you to the Shadow Realm.
Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo.
No fucking way she was a producer on Balto. Are you kidding me?
Look at all these credits. You would think someone of this magnitude. You know what's crazy? Go ahead.
There's no way. This list has got to be blown out of proportion. There's just no fucking way.
Okay,
I'm just wondering if she helped maybe with arranging finance for this or something, like the business end.
yeah.
You know what?
Because these movies require financing, so maybe she had connections
Called
there.
the
and
credit
she
card
was able to-
company, and she talked to Enrique. I would like to get a loan. Thank you. Come again.
The young black stallion. Hey, she made a movie about you, MSK. What do you know?
You guys think she made Schindler's List? This is considered like one of the best movies ever made.
Good God.
You don't
Yeah.
know. And you know what's crazy? This is how I know she didn't have as much involvement in any of this stuff. Okay?
I'm just looking at this. Like movies I like. Twister, fucking Lincoln.
I love Twister. Dude, Lincoln's a great movie.
Dude, Twister is
Really
like,
good movie,
I
yeah.
mean, Twister is like one of my biggest guilty pleasures. I fucking love Twister.
I love that movie. It's just fun watching it. It's
So,
not great, but it's fun to
this is-
watch.
This is the main thing that I want to bring up with a lot of people. For you guys to really get the narrative that I'm pointing out. If she can do all of that around other people and then be given something to helm herself, it's weird. When she got something to helm all herself, it all just came apart and looked like crap, honestly. So I'd argue, was she
Look at-
getting carried in
Look
a
at
lot
her
of this?
looking like the Wicked Witch of the West of that picture.
So, and this happens in a lot of sports too. Other bad players get carried by good players. Was she getting carried on all those other movies she was producing? Was she? Or everyone else covered up for her mistakes? She got to run something by herself. With all those credits, you would think like, damn, she could run a whole business by herself. She couldn't. She quite literally ran into the ground. That shit is ass.
Well, she obviously got promoted beyond her level of competence because there's a thing I learned. I used to be a manager at Domino's Pizza. We took management course.
Yeah.
And they always said you don't want to get promoted beyond your level of competence because
That's true.
once
I
you do, you get screwed. And I think, you see that in sports a lot of times. You'll see somebody might be a good offensive coordinator, but then he becomes a head coach and he's terrible.
Yeah.
So he goes back and he's an offensive coordinator, does a great job.
Or the
And I think-
system allows them to actually excel at that.
Yeah.
The system they've built, the culture you've built allows for that. And then when you see, like you said, when that person can kind of be on their own, that's the real make or break right there. It's like, okay, can you be on your own and do good with what you've learned? Guys, she couldn't. There's no way.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
we're
she
going to go
does.
over some of the stuff she produced in Lucasfilm. This stuff is bad. So this guy, who obviously lets his wife peg him, about to be lots of bad takes about Kathleen Kennedy, but she made. Keep in mind, he says she made these.
She did not make any of these.
Yeah.
So you know-
And by the way, I know who Joe Russo is. That guy is a complete fucking hack. He's never had a credible opinion or fact in his life. Like, he is the most worthless piece of shit on the internet.
Keep in mind, this is how I know dudes are so beyond fried these days. He says, and this is his tweet, it's not mine, about to be lots of bad takes about Kathleen Kennedy, proceeds to make one right here. But she made these. She didn't make any of these. Even if you said she produced them, she didn't make jack shit.
No.
And according to Jurassic Park, and
according to Steven Spielberg, all she did on the sets for a couple of these movies was bring him coffee, and she sucked at it, according to him.
And you know what's crazy? I heard that too. So I know a lot of people, me and you talked in a video about this yesterday, where someone wants to give someone all the praise of one thing, but then don't levy any criticism against them. Steven Spielberg said she only just brought him coffee. And people say, but I'm only going to take opinions from credible people. Do you not find Steven Spielberg credible then?
Like you really expect me to believe in the 10 plus years that she's fucked Star Wars into the ground? You expect me to believe way before that she was a genius. She was a
mastermind genius.
Yeah, she was this mastermind genius. Like, fuck off, man.
And what's crazy is they don't levy any criticism against her. It's like she gets all the praise of everything, but gets no downside of it either.
It's like I said, her fucking producer credits on these movies might as well just say barista. That's all she fucking is, man. She's a hack.
Well, if she made these movies on this list, there's something something bad happened to her. From there to this point, because she either had a lobotomy or someone's paying her to just make garbage.
Yeah, I will say, let's just put off for argument's sake, she helped make a lot of those. Well, she had a massive fall from grace. If we're going off that logic, she must have really sucked ass. I don't know what happened. Maybe her husband was cheating on her with a black lady or something. I don't fucking know.
She probably helped George Lucas get it up a couple of times, and that's how she got promoted.
Michael, I can't pronounce his name. Michael Crichton wrote the novel to Jurassic Park. Michael Crichton wrote the screenplay to. Sorry. Michael Crichton wrote the novel to Jurassic Park. Michael Crichton wrote the screenplay to Jurassic Park. John Williams made the score to Jurassic Park. Steven Spielberg directed Jurassic Park. Stan Winston made the practical effects. ILM did the CGI. But Kathleen Kennedy made Jurassic Park. Yes. Are you telling me she made those practical dinosaurs on the set?
No.
The one that malfunctioned and it almost fell on the kids and they were like legitimately screaming. She made that. She made the Holy shit! She almost tried to. Bruh.
Like
if she made that T-Rex, she made Rexy. No way, she made Rexy. No.
Like I said, all Joe Russo had to do was do like 5 minutes of research to avoid looking like a fucking idiot, and he couldn't even do that.
So he also says, I hate talk like this because Kathleen Kennedy obviously had skill as a producer. Yeah, sucking dick. She wouldn't have caught the eyes of people such as Spielberg and Lucas and been a part of so many good projects if she wasn't. She obviously was a shit creative, though. Yeah. I mean, two things can't be true at once. She could have did really good on other movies or bad on other movies.
She definitely caught the eye of Spielberg and Lucas, if you know what I mean.
I'm also just saying, apparently Hollywood's this racist, misogynistic place. Who's to say she wasn't even hired just because she was a woman? You know, like dudes do that stupid shit of like, why isn't there a lot of girls around? Just hires a girl just because for whatever reason. I'm not saying they did that, but
that kind of thinking never ends well. That's how you end up with a dead franchise over 10 years.
Like this one, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm not going to go over everything, but let's look at some of these. So let's start with just this one episode. Let's go Force Awakens. If she produced that, this is not good. This movie's very, very bland and forgettable. Also,
it's just a soft remake of A New Hope. That's all The Force Awakens is.
I remember watching it the first time, and I was pretty excited about it, and I thought, it's pretty good.
Oh, dude, I was fucking hyped. I was there opening night. I saw it 3 times in the theaters, I think. I mean, you could almost compare it to how, the hype for Star Wars was back in 1998 when The Phantom Menace was coming out. Everybody was fucking hyped for this movie. That's the only reason it made $2 billion at the box office.
Oh, yeah. And then I was watching and I'm thinking, wow, this is just like A New Hope. I mean, we got to bring the shields down. We're going to blow up this Star Killer base. And it's so big. And now you're blowing up 20 planets at the same time.
I can remember looking over at my uncle at one point during the movie, and it's the moment when they fire Starkiller Base and like destroy the Republic. Basically, I can see I look over at him, and he's doing this number.
Yeah, it was so dumb.
like he was mad as fuck. Like
Yeah.
I just heard him under his breath. He's like, "There's no fucking way they're doing another goddamn Death Star."
And we didn't even get the moment of Han, Luke, and Leia together in any of these movies, and it was too late by episode 9 because Carrie Fisher had already passed away. Well, what's crazy is Carrie Fisher, because she plays she voices Angela in Family Guy. Before she had passed away, she had did a bunch of lines for Angela.
Mhm.
You telling me they couldn't have done anything with Carrie Fisher? Are you serious?
No. I'm just kidding.
Good Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Force Awakens, not good. Last Jedi is also a very, very terrible movie, honestly. Episode 9 is another awful movie. Good Lord, these are 3 L's. So that's 3 L's.
This is a bit of a hot take. You can come at me if you want to. The Last Jedi is a lot more watchable than Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, no. Dude, I don't know. I can't even handle that right now. Dude, The Last Jedi was so bad. Oh my gosh, I hate that movie so much. It was so bad.
I will say this: I can.
Not gonna say Rise isn't good either, but
no, I can deal with a lot of the bullshit in Last Jedi. But the moment I got to Rise of Skywalker and I heard somehow Palpatine returned, I was like,
oh, that was so dumb.
Yeah.
Are
You know what's
fucking
crazy?
kidding
Everyone
me?
wants to give her all the praise of everything. Did she produce that line in one of the stupidest moments ever? And
Actually,
somehow
no.
Palpatine
I was
returned?
mad before the movie even started. I was mad during the opening crawl. I was mad when I saw the first line in the opening crawl and it said "The dead speak." I was like, "Fuck you."
Because everyone always does that. We can praise her at her best, but she doesn't have a floor where it's the worst. And Palpatine returns might be the worst thing ever.
I am all the Sith.
Did she write that dialogue in the end of the movie? Where Rey's like, "And I'm all the Jedi."
You know she wrote that.
That was literally copied from Endgame. And I'm Iron Man. What kind of stupid shit was that?
Do you want to know who you are? You're a Palpatine.
Oh, you know what's worse about that fucking movie is apparently Kylo Ren can kiss her. She goes back to life because men breathe life into women. Because
Just
that's
when the
what we
movie couldn't get any worse, the fucking Raylos had to make it worse.
do. The
They had
stupid
them
part.
kiss. That was so dumb.
God
The
damn.
stupid part was he can kiss her. He gives her life again. She kisses him. He's dead. What kind of logic is that? That's so stupid. What?
See,
Keep in mind, it was also a movie where horses were running on stars.
stop. You're gonna
That's-
kill me.
Oh,
You know-
God.
you know,
That's so
Oh,
bad.
God. Remember, there was a space war, and
I mean-
horses were running
They
on
could
a
fly
starship.
down.
I mean, the horses running on the starship is more believable than somehow Palpatine returned.
Oh, that was so bad. Actually, the line that really bugs me is when they're like, "They can fly now.
They fly now.
They can
It's like they've been able to fly for 40 fucking years in the lore.
How
Oh
was
my
a
God.
horse breathing in space? Also, never got an answer to that.
You know, that's a Josh Whedon line. It's like, "Oh no, this is just happening off screen, and I got to reply to it in a joking way." And but you see, Kathleen Kennedy, I don't think she did a very good job. And I'm one kind of a guy who really don't like to pile on. But if you look at how the sequel trilogy went, she had Abrams, and then Ryan Johnson just took it in a totally different.
I will be fair to
direction.
her with that. I will be fair to her. J.J. Abrams is always like that. J.J. Abrams is a man that he starts a franchise, then kind of loses faith in it. Yeah, I will say, to be fair to her, that's just J.J. Abrams.
But
He is just like that.
As the executive, and she runs it all, she should have made sure that went a lot smoother.
Yes.
And there was more continuity, because it's almost like Ryan Johnson and JJ wanted to piss each other off and just change.
Yeah.
Well,
And
my
she shouldn't have allowed that to happen. She should have got that under control.
Well, no, my uncle had the perfect analogy for it before he passed. He said, so J.J. Abrams came in and built the sandbox. He got it looking nice. Everything looked pretty clean. And then all of a sudden, Ryan Johnson came along and literally just nuked the sandbox from orbit.
Yeah,
and then left. So here comes J.J. Abrams again, trying to rebuild the fucking
No,
sandbox.
I will say this. J.J. Abrams built the sandbox. Ryan Johnson came over there and urinated and took a shit all over it. Then J.J. Abrams came back and he nuked it off the planet. Just dropped a fat Koshima nuke on that bitch.
You mean Hiroshima?
They're all the same. They all talk the same.
Hey, Kathleen Kennedy should have made sure there was a smooth transition between those three movies.
And
That-
if
that
you look
was
at
her
J.J. Abrams'
responsibility,
career,
and she let it fall.
yeah,
they
and if you
didn't
look
have
at
a
J.J.
plan.
Abrams' career, he always does that. He's that kind of friend that's like, hey, dude, one day I want to be a firefighter. Awesome. Next day I want to be an astronaut.
Like
Cool.
after the Rise of Skywalker came out, like I think like a year later, a lot of the screenshots and like original script for what episode 9 was originally supposed to be started coming out. If they had just stuck with what what's his face was gonna do, the trilogy might not have been that bad coherently.
I think it was
Colin
Trevorrow.
Trevorrow.
Yeah,
it was going to be
he had a
called
little
like
bit better of an outline for how it should have went.
but once you find out some of the shit he was trying to do in that movie, you could probably imagine Kathleen Kennedy was like, "Yeah, we're not doing that."
And then Kathleen Kennedy was like, "You know what, J.J. Abrams, I just got to get you back." It's like,
and then Colin Trevorrow was like, "Okay, bitch, you're allergic to fun. Apparently, you're allergic to cool shit."
Another one right here, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This movie,
I actually like Rogue One. I actually like that.
For
I
me,
think it's a good movie.
For me, this movie's only memorable
It's
in the
Saving
very
Private
last
Ryan,
5 minutes.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I will be fair, even though I don't think it's that memorable, and I think it's only memorable in the last 5 minutes. I will be fair to it and say this is the best produced one, despite all the drama that happened behind the set.
I can remember being in that theater and they're passing the plans between the rebels, and the fucking lights go out in the hallway, and they're staring down it, and you just hear Hopper.
That's the only memorable part about the movie, though.
Dude, I heard that and I literally went, they're all gonna die. Like,
yeah, and I think the problem with Rogue One is like with that scene, if Vader has the powers of the Force, why didn't he just force pull the schematics to him? Like, why is he just?
Because you wouldn't have been able to watch the slaughter that followed, my friend.
God. That's my problem.
The movie can happen.
And then when they later on announced that we're gonna get like Andor, it's like they're like Andor's from Rogue One.
Yeah,
I didn't even know who the fuck that was. I'll be honest, I don't know who the hell that was.
This character's cool as shit, but I mean, he did.
But there was nothing memorable about the character in Rogue One, like that girl, Forrest Whitaker's character.
I remember
forgettable.
I remember Donnie Yen's character more than I remember everybody else.
Good Lord. And then you have, we don't talk about that.
Hold on. I will say this about Solo. I've seen it a couple more times since it came out. It got slept on and snubbed because it came after The Last Jedi and people were really fucking pissed off about it. It's not a bad movie. I like it.
I didn't mind it that much.
I will be fair. When I watched it, I thought I was going to watch a complete steaming pile of shit. I will be honest here. If you take away the name of that movie and call it Space Adventure or something,
it's
a
fine.
fine movie.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. It's the problem is that it's attached to Star Wars. Like, it is truly an unnecessary movie because it's a origin story for Han Solo.
It's funny because I remember my uncle, when we watched it with him, we got to the end and the big reveal was that Darth Maul was there and he's leading the crime syndicates. And he's like, keep in mind, he hasn't seen the Clone Wars, so he doesn't know that Darth Maul is like alive and canon. Yeah. He's like, how the fuck is he alive? Meanwhile, me and my two cousins are over there chuckling because we know what's going on.
You guys are such nerds. I hate you guys. But I will say, I'll be fair to Solo. And this is crazy. I think these are and keep on, both these movies had horrible behind the scenes set stories, director changes, writer changes. These honestly are the best ones. If she did produce these,
I think
the best ones she did.
I think Rogue One was reshot. At least the ending of it was. At least the ending of it, or the Scarab sequences, were reshot like 3 or 4 times before we got the final version that we got.
Yeah, and I will say, every Star Wars movie under her, I mean, not counting, Mandalorian and Grogu coming out later this year, this is the only one not to make $1 billion. Now, keep in mind, these movies
lost money, I'm pretty sure. Like, it bombed.
Lost
a lot of money. Yeah. And I want to also, because people bring up that money thing, the movies are going to make money in this time frame because it's Star Wars. It's kind of like the MCU. You put out a movie, it's going to make money. Like, making money, it shouldn't be to be like, that's like, all right, you expect it to happen. It shouldn't be, well, this made money. It's like, no, this makes money because it has a massively built-in fan base to it. So we'll go over some of the TV shows. So if she helped produce some of these TV shows, I will throw myself out a window, okay? Let's go, oh, fucking hell. These are all the animated.
You passed all of it.
So no way she produced all of that. No way. This is
quit scrolling past all of it, dude.
Hey, what are you yelling at me for? God damn it. She didn't produce a Clone Wars, and that's before her time.
That was a show that debuted on Cartoon Network, and that was Dave Filoni's baby for like 6 seasons.
Did you ever watch Bad Batch?
I did, and you know what? It's some of the best Star Wars they've done.
Did you watch Star Wars Vision? This was an animated one.
Yeah, I personally didn't watch any of the animated stuff. I know a lot of people like it, but I just never got it.
Dude, I'm telling you, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, it's some of the best Star Wars.
Young Jedi Adventures. Did you watch this?
Fuck no, I didn't watch that shit.
Did you watch Tales of the Jedi?
I did watch Tales of the Jedi.
Did you like it?
I did.
Okay. Are you going to watch the Maul Shadow Lord one coming out soon?
Fuck yes, I am.
Okay. So animated stuff, you would say they're pretty all right in.
Yes.
So she's only did good in one department so far.
Well, here's the thing. Dave Filoni is the one that is leading the charge during all the animated stuff.
You're right.
Not Kathleen Kennedy. So I am a very avid Dave Filoni defender. Anytime someone has gone, oh, he's a fucking hack, he doesn't know how to do anything original, I'm like, he's made some of the best Star Wars content since George Lucas in the original trilogy. Like,
so it's not Dave Filoni?
No.
Okay, the joke, you set me up for the joke, though. It's always a setup for that joke. All right, so Mandalorian, you guys have watched this, not me, so I can't.
I like the first 2 seasons. Season 3 is season 3 is when you could tell Kathleen Kennedy kicked in the fucking door and just took over the show.
Well, they did the usual. Well, we want to set up another character to get another show.
Mm-hmm.
So like Bo-Katan, and it was all about her, and they just she's just kind of retold stories. Everything was a fetch quest.
Once again,
Bo-Katan.
But I don't hate Bo-Katan as a character. Do you know why? Because she's a cool fucking character in the Clone Wars. Like when the Clone Wars does this really cool thing where it starts going into the lore of the Mandalorians and their history with the Jedi. Like they do some really cool fucking shit with the Mandalorians in there, and that's where she originally appears, is the Clone Wars.
Mm.
So she's a really cool character. It's just like the show is called The Mandalorian. I mean, yeah, if you want to have her show up and kick some ass with the Mandalorian and do some cool shit, sure. But she came in and just completely took over the show in season 3, and it's like it did not need to be this way.
And then Katie Sackhoff said that kind of ruined her in acting for a while because the way she had to act and and it wasn't a good experience for her.
It's funny. It's funny because she also Katie Sackhoff also voices Bo-Katan for the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and I like her. I loved her in Battlestar Galactica. I like her and things. And I thought she was good in the role, but the role I thought was just overdone. And it was like
Book of Boba Fett. We don't talk about that.
Oh my gosh. I get so mad at that show.
I hate the show.
It makes me angry. Like,
what's crazy about this show? They made Boba Fett cameo in his own show. That's how bad it is.
Well, they diverted that whole Mandalorian couple episodes or whatever to get Yoda back or get Grogu back with.
Once again, they had another cool character from the Clone Wars show up in there, Cad Bane. Cad Bane's fucking cool as shit, and they bitched his ass out.
He was in it for like 8 minutes. I was like, he just shows up and like, well, who's this guy? Why isn't he in the whole thing?
Yeah.
And instead, we got to watch.
I will say that's
walking around talking to people all the time about being a crime lord.
The Power Ranger episode. Remember the bikes? Oh my god,
that was so stupid. Those dummies on the mopeds or whatever you call it. It's like,
what's crazy? They're having this big giant war in his fucking town or whatever. Didn't this man spend like 8 episodes building up this impenetrable fortress for himself? Like, what are you doing?
He comes in on a Rancor. It's like, dude, why don't you just use your ship? I know. I don't know. It's just so. And he's just like, I just want respect, and like, shut up. He was such a great character.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. A lot of wasted potential with that show.
Dude,
this show sucks.
That's another show that I get so mad at.
This is where
Like,
I
why
quit.
you got a fence that you got to break through when you can walk around?
Oh
it?
no, dude! The worst episode was the one where they disguised the little Leia girl. Oh my, that's the worst.
When they
She's
walk out in the
literally just-
coat.
Yeah,
It's like, can you not think of any other way to get her out of there without looking like a total moron?
That show almost makes Obi-Wan a complete fucking moron. And
he's so stupid.
Yeah.
And you're like, and of course they got to do the usual. Well, he was a popular character, so we got to bring him down and make him a sad piece of garbage.
yeah.
And he's sitting around going, I got to work every day, and I'm supposed to
Andor-
protect Luke, but I forgot how to use my powers. Shut up.
and I'll be honest here. I'll tell
He's
people
the
this.
worst.
I told people if they do this show bad, I'm quitting. I literally quit after the show. I was like, if you can't do this good, I'm
I
out.
remember reviewing it with you.
Yeah,
way
I
back
was
when.
done. Done.
I didn't
Fuck
even
the
mind
show.
him bringing in that young girl's Leia. I mean, she was kind of cool in a way, and she's sassy, which was
No.
fine.
Yeah.
But her getting chased by like the stormtrooper.
Well, you know,
It's like,
you
come
know,
on.
people were giving that little girl shit because she's a bit of a sassy, little girl. The thing is, the original Leia is the exact same way. That's just part of her character archetype is that she's a bit sassy.
I thought she was great. It's just
Yeah.
some of the stuff, and she gets captured a couple times. It's like they just
Yeah.
repeat the beats. It's
Oh,
gosh.
Andor, I've seen season 1. I have not seen season 2 yet.
I did like Andor a lot.
I
I
like
did-
both of
I
them.
like-
They're really good.
I like Andor.
Okay, so we have one.
It's really good.
We have
If
one.
you watch season 2, you got to get through a couple of dumb things in the first couple episodes.
Oh, it's the
Okay.
grape run. It's the whole grape scene or whatever.
Well, I guess that's kind of cringy, but the rock, paper, scissors.
Ahsoka is
Like-
Ahsoka's a hard one for me just because there are moments in it where I really fucking like it, and it's only because I really like Clone Wars and I really like Rebels and I appreciate, the characters a little more than some other people. But I will say this. There is a lot of dumb shit in Ahsoka involving these characters I love. It's like, no, that person would not do that. It's like, no, why are you doing that with this character? Like the whole thing they did with Sabine was fucking stupid. If you watch Rebels, her character is nothing like that at all. And it's just dumb.
That's one show I didn't watch. I was kind
Well-
of Star Wars out at that
Well,
point.
I think we're all Star Wars out.
Well, now they're trying to do their own version of Heir to the Empire. And it's funny because when they bought Star Wars in 2012, they decanonized all of the expanded universe and said they weren't going to fucking do any of that. And it's like, well,
You just rip it all off.
Yeah, we're just going to rip it all off and do our own version of it. And it's like you have Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is like one of the greatest villains, like post Return of the Jedi, like in the expanded universe, and you turn him into a dumb fucking idiot when he's anything but that. Like his strategic mind is so dangerous that he literally has Grandmaster Luke like questioning whether or not they can actually beat this guy. Like,
and then we also have the Acolyte, which came out. I'm pretty sure that this was like legit critically panned.
It was. And
I don't know. I see people online saying it's so great, and they should have brought it back, and it's only because of the chuds hated it. And
those people
It's
got
stuck.
those people got lobotomies. They're fucking retarded, man.
Holy shit.
It could have been pretty good, and I like the idea, because twins are a big thing in Star Wars, and they had some potential there, but it just was like
Here's the thing. I will say this about the Acolyte. I like the look of Chimere. Like, I think he's really cool, like character design wise. And I enjoyed the lightsaber fight in, I think it was like episode 4, between him and all the Jedi. It brought me back to that stylized, choreographed lightsaber fighting and techniques that I like from the prequels. But story wise and character wise, that show is just a slog to get through. It fucking stinks.
And this is where Kathleen Kennedy, I think, makes me the most or disappointed in her work, is apparently Leslie Headland wrote the script for The Acolyte.
Yep.
And Kathleen Kennedy told her, no, this is a Star Wars script or a Star Wars story. I want you to write a Leslie Headland story. Why? Who wants that?
Well, it also just fucks with canon completely. And it's like, okay, you want to make the Obi-Wan show and have him like fight Vader, because of some ambiguous line from A New Hope where he says, you know, when I left you, I was but the learner, but now I'm the master. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay. It's like, okay, sure. You can look at that and go, okay, is he talking about Mustafar or is he talking about that time after? Big fucking whoop. But in the Acolyte, they literally go out of their way to retcon shit from George Lucas Star Wars.
And
And
they make
it's
Stolen just an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he like she turns into a monster and he kills her, and then all of a sudden it's all his fault. He was trying to protect his kid from a smoke monster, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden he's the bad guy.
The Kenobi show was so bad. I remember it made MSK retire from women.
That's when MSK truly became Mac.
It's over 9,000.
No,
it was just one of those things where the Star Wars shows that I watched on Disney Plus, those were worse than the MCU shows. At least in the MCU shows, there was like some moment, even though the shows were kind of bad, there was like some moments there you go, okay, there's episodes here I actually do enjoy. It'd be like one, but at least that's one, right? Those Star Wars, I liked none of the episodes of the Star Wars shows. Those are all garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you something I liked in Obi-Wan.
I didn't even watch Skeleton Crew when that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd canceled Disney Plus by then. I didn't watch it. My niece bought me a gift card for a year to pay for the subscription. When it ran out, I didn't go back.
I mean, Jude Law as a former Jedi turned bounty hunter doing criminal scum shit. I mean, that's cool. Just not in this show.
The next thing we'll go to is this is another tweet. Kathleen Kennedy thinks Rian Johnson got spooked from making more Star Wars films after the Backlash episode 8. Yeah, he quite literally wrote a horrible. Did he also? I'm pretty sure he wrote this too. He directed, I would argue, one of the worst movies ever. Yeah, good. Yeah, fuck off. And I like Rian Johnson too.
He came out and said he wasn't spooked. He kind of contradicted that.
If I remember correctly, he was also like literally fanning or flaming the audience for not liking
Make sure I get him down. Yeah, the story. I remember he wrote the movie. And keep in mind, I like some of that guy's movies, though. I like Knives Out. I think Knives Out is very good. I actually really enjoyed that movie. I liked Looper. So is it one of those, like, maybe she had more influence on the story than he did? I don't know. But he definitely got deserved backlash for it. It sounds like he wanted. And maybe he grew up not liking Star Wars fans because Star Wars fans were kind of like, nerdy and they stink and they don't really have any girls. So they were always weird, like talking about their force and rat tails and whatever that shit. Like, it sounds like he was the guy that didn't like Star Wars fans.
It's all Rian Johnson's fault. He's jealous. He's holding me back.
Yeah. So for me, from all the interviews I've read from him about the situation with The Last Jedi, it sounds like he was a guy that never liked it, didn't like the fans, and then got gifted the movie and then kind of did everything wrong for someone that didn't like the fans. It sounds like it was just a movie he wrote purely out of like, this is the best thing I can write to make these Star Wars fans unhappy, which is like, why do that though? Just say, I don't like Star Wars. I don't want to do the movie. Was the money that good enough to ruin your reputation like that? Because now after this movie, nobody thinks he can do a good movie despite him. He's not that bad. He's not a horrible person.
I mean, the bar for the trilogy overall ain't that high, but I still think this is the most original one in the trilogy.
At least, I will say, at least I remember stuff about this movie. I hate all of it, but I remember stuff in this movie. She says, I think Rian made one of the best Star Wars movies. He's a brilliant filmmaker and got spooked.
I'm so tired of it's the fans' fault. That's just the crutch when you make a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Everything is.
Well,
the fans ruined The Acolyte. The fans ruined Ironheart.
Yeah.
The fans ruined.
Well, Joe, that's what happens when you live in a fucking Hollywood echo chamber and you've been told yes your entire life.
Oh, I know. It's like this movie.
So someone tells you no, and you don't know what the fuck to do with yourself.
Yeah, it's just I'm so tired of that. And you when we were talking earlier about like Facebook groups and stuff where you're discussing these movies, like, you get that all the time. You're just toxic. You hate everything. You're a hater. You're a grifter. This sucks. I don't want to watch it. It's
even though I just listed off like 50 objective points as to why this movie is bad.
I know this isn't Star Wars, but we were talking about the Starfleet Academy, and one of my groups I'm in, and someone said, "Well, you give me an example of bad writing," and I gave 3.
There's
more. I said, it's just. I said, it's just not good. Well, that's your opinion. I said, yeah, but
You're
writing, there is good writing. Like you doesn't mean you can't like it. Like you look at a cheeseburger from McDonald's, it's not good, but
it's definitely quality,
but you don't like it,
Yeah, because I'm totally gonna get a sandwich from Arby's and pretend it's a Big Mac. All right.
Yeah, it's so I don't there are, you can objectively look at even art and say, well, this is not good.
Yeah.
But that's and you're just called names if you don't like something.
And
yeah, and it's like we were talking earlier just about they could fly now. They could fly. The line was dumb and it's bad writing.
It's like in Batman '89 when Michael Keaton's like, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." That was stupid then, and it's stupid now. It's always stupid, Like
I'm gonna put some dents in this walking soda machine. Like what?
What? She says this is the rough part. No, your fucking vagina's rough because you haven't gotten fucked in years. When people come into this space,
I think George Lucas dried her out.
Every filmmaker and actor says to me, "What's going to happen?" They're a little scared. That's how bad Star Wars got it. Let's just hypothetically, she's saying the truth. That means you made objectively horrible movies to the point where people are like, you know what? I can't do worse than that. That's so bad.
I don't know.
I can't do worse than The Last Jedi. That's sad.
I'll say this about Dave, because look, I've made it abundantly clear. I like Dave Filoni for his animated stuff. I mean, some of his live action stuff has been kind of hit or miss, but people are panicking and saying he's completely just going to ruin Star Wars altogether now that Kathleen Kennedy's gone. It's like, guys, I think we've seen the worst of the worst. I don't think Dave Filoni could do any worse than what Kathleen Kennedy has already done.
I'll be fair to him. He can't do anything worse than the Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi. If he gets that level, we'll burn it all to the ground.
And if he does, and if he does, then
burn it.
Burn it all down.
Yeah, if he puts out a show as bad as the Book of Boba Fett, where they made a guy cameo in his own show, throw him out in his own show, and made Power Ranger motorbikes, you know what? I think we gotta
just put the Go Power Rangers theme over that whole scene. It works so well.
Oh my god! What was that scene he did where he's talking to those fucking, I forgot what they're called, and he's going like,
what the sand people? When he's like I remember when we watched, you see Boba Fett and Empire, and you're like, man, this guy's awesome. Like he's cool. He stays up to Vader. He's like, hey man, don't you're not I can't collect my bounty if you do anything bad to Han Solo, and we'll compensate you. And normally Vader would just tell somebody, shut up, we'll do whatever you want. But he's like, yeah, we'll make sure you get your money. He was cool. He looked great. He looked tough. And now they make this thing. He's dancing around like he's
and then Han Solo accidentally hit his fucking jetpack and he went flying into the damn.
Yeah, he does like a cartoon character. That was
bad. But I watch it for. Oh my god, fuck off. All right, so this is a quote from the Deadline on Deadline. She gave an exit interview, and this guy, well, misogyny. Shut up, fuck off. All right, the Deadline reporter asked her this. You've developed a thicker skin, no doubt. You can't have been used to all the criticism when you were producing all these movies with Frank Marshall and for Steven Spielberg. What do you say to ease the apprehension of these newcomers to the Star Wars universe? Every time you release another movie or series, it's like fire in the hole. She says, I'm honest. No, you're not. You're a fucking woman. You're
a liar.
If I had $1 for every woman that said they're honest, I'd be filthy rich, honestly. No, all jokes aside. I'm honest, especially with the women that come into this space because they unfairly get targeted.
Let me just say something about that. Like, she made it like that. All right. She's the one that decided to blow up the sandbox and completely just ruin this for everybody. And this whole thing that there's never been strong women in Star Wars. That whole narrative is fucking bullshit. And it's like, you're bringing in all these actors to play these characters for you. Like, what kind of fucking environment are you setting up for them by going, oh, by the way, you're definitely going to get hated. Well, why am I going to get hated? Oh, it's because you wrote a shitty fucking story that nobody's gonna like, and you're just gonna use this poor fucking actress as a scapegoat to deflect criticism from you. Like, that's so fucking shitty to me, dude.
Yeah, and that woman from The Acolyte who did that one
Amanda
interview, she says,
Stanley something.
she goes, "We're finally going to have a woman in charge because Star Wars is very patriarchal."
Like,
yes,
did-
yes.
Le-
And, like, did you ever watch Star Wars?
Dude,
Yeah,
I
no,
could
crazy.
I could sit here all fucking day and do this. Leia, Padme, fucking Darth Talon, Jaina Solo, Mara Jade. Like, you can't sit here and fucking tell me that there have never been prominent women in Star Wars ever.
But wait, there's more. I'm gonna add to that. The black lady who portrayed Shaniqua in the Acolyte series. Remember?
Ahsoka
made-
Tano. But, like,
She made a diss track to the fans talking about discourse. This is horrible.
Amanda
Yeah.
Stenberg. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen an act. You know, I will criticize the worst actors and actresses. I've never seen them make a diss track to the fans
well,
and
that's-
then get mad at the fans when they don't watch the show. I would say,
Well,
Kath
that's
Kennedy,
because-
did you tell her, hey, I think you're gonna ruin our show's viewership, calling our fans stupid?
Well, she's just a gender fluid. That's her words, not mine. She's just a gender fluid fucking nepo baby that thinks she's a victim. It's like, bitch, your father's one of the biggest producers in Hollywood, and you purely got this role out of nepotism. Shut the fuck up.
Well, the thing with she had a comment because she went to this prestigious private school,
Yes.
and she said, "Well, I see all these white people and their privilege, and it made me."
Are you
I'm thinking, wait a minute, you're rich, you never worked a day in your life, you're at the same school. What privilege do they have that you don't have?
I'm not.
What are you talking about?
I'm not condoning violence against women or against women or any kind of creed, but some people, when they say shit like that, just need to be punched in the mouth. It's like it's like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Sit down and shut the hell up before you hurt yourself.
Wait a minute. That's the most unself-aware thing I've ever heard.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, I went to this rich school, and there were a lot of the rich white people there with me.
I'm telling you, man, these people are fucking victim brained. They've literally been taught and programmed to think that they are somehow victims of the system and just society overall. And it's like, no, you literally sit in your fucking $3 million mansion wiping your ass with $100 bills. You are the most privileged fucking bitch walking God's green earth.
I want to make sure I point out this context. The reason why I think women are mostly not smart.
I'm getting
A
angry.
woman is filthy rich, goes to a filthy rich funded school, then questions in her brain, all these other people here are filthy rich and go to the same school I do. Yes, because they're filthy rich.
And they're privileged. And it's like,
Yes. Oh my God.
I'm so
I can't.
tired of this nonsense.
God. And then when she says because they get unfairly criticized, Amanda Stenberg went
all
out
of
there
these
herself and
all
did
of the-
that.
All of these people just have a victim complex that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like if you were truly you know what? If you were truly fucking oppressed, you wouldn't be working any of these fucking roles. You would be making Big Macs at fucking McDonald's down the street.
Thank you. Come
like-
again.
Oh, also to mention, what did you do with remember Kathleen Kennedy? Remember Patty Jenkins? What about having a Rogue Squadron movie? Did you sugarcoat you were never going to do her movie? Oh, wait. Because apparently Kathleen Kennedy knows how to treat women, but she treated Gina Carano like shit, and she also treated Patty Jenkins like shit. But she's the one where she says the Force is female.
Dude,
Fuck
Top Gun.
you.
Did you know when they announced that movie, they said it was going to be like Top Gun in space?
I
I'm
remember that. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that sounds fucking cool. I want to see
Great,
that.
honestly.
And
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy was like, nope.
Well, Patty Jenkins is a pretty good director. She's just
She
not a
is.
good writer.
And
She
pretty
wrote
high.
Wonder Woman 84, I believe, and that was pretty terrible.
Yeah, she
Yep.
did.
But
I
she
don't try
directed it,
to-
and I thought it was directed well. I thought she directed Wonder Woman very well too. So
Yeah.
I don't try to sugarcoat it, and I emphasize that it is a very small group of people with loud megaphones.
That is bullshit. That is such bullshit. She knows goddamn well that it's not a small subsect of people on the internet.
You know how we know this? I'll give you the perfect example. In 2021, before Obi-Wan came out, do you guys remember that legendary tweet from the actual Star Wars Twitter account where it says, "There's a million galaxies, but don't be racist"?
Yep.
Why would I need the Star Wars Twitter account to tell me not to be racist.
I don't know. I don't know. I grew up in Detroit. I went to a predominantly black high school. I hung out with a lot of black people. I've been to black churches, and I could take some of these people to these areas where they were oppressed, and they would. You go to. I'll tell you what. I'll take you to the block I grew up on.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
And I'll tell you what. You want to talk about people in bad circumstances, and they're not getting a break, and things are pretty bad. Amanda Lestenberg wouldn't last 2 minutes there, and she couldn't even hold a candle. Like, she talks about how her life is so oppressed.
She would curl up into a fucking ball begging to go home.
She won't have time to dance on the streets because she'll be on the streets because she won't have a job. She won't have to get a job.
And I see
She'll be working the streets.
About 10 years ago, I went down my old block in my neighborhood, and there was like 14 houses that were burned out and destroyed. There's homeless people living in them and stuff. There's
sounds like Detroit.
That's where I was, Detroit. That's where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
And it's so like, and these people have no idea what it's like to struggle.
Like actual poverty, like actual struggling. Yeah.
I didn't grow up that way. I mean, my family is kind of lower middle class.
I didn't
have much money. But that area, and there's not a lot of opportunity, and there's issues. And
well, here's the thing: my parents raised me like right above the poverty line. But here's the thing: they made sure I had everything I needed, and if I wanted something, I went and fucking got it. I worked for it. I didn't sit there and cry because my fucking parents didn't, give it to me because I wanted it. They're like, no, son, if you want that fucking PlayStation 3, you're going to work your ass off and you're going to fucking earn it. None of these people have worked a honest job in their fucking lives. They know nothing about how the real world works.
That's why you hear like, what's his name? Mark Ruffalo on there. I hate capitalism.
Oh my god!
Well, hey, give up your next time you do a movie. I want you to use socialism, and everybody gets paid the same. And you make sure that you give your salary to the craft services people.
Mark says, "I hate capitalism." Mark, go up to the poorest person you know and give them your whole paycheck. Then
motherfuckers who say that shit make me so angry. It's like, motherfucker, you've made your entire career off of capitalism. What do you mean?
Yeah.
These rich people drive me nuts, man.
I truly do not believe that it's the majority of the fans.
Okay, Kathleen, keep coping.
That's what that sounds like to me. And I think we're also in this weird world of where bots can affect things.
Oh, there's another one. It's not. It's not people coming after us. It's Russians.
It's the Russians. Okay, whatever. It's a bot farm in Mongolia, and they're doing all this to us.
The fucking Russians are fighting a war in Ukraine right now. You really think they give a fuck about Star Wars?
Good Lord.
It's also ridiculous.
Good Lord. Yeah, so it's not all these people saying their actual opinions. But it's crazy is that when people apparently praise all this stuff, you give them free invites to the parks or everything. You give them free invites to when a new movie premieres or a new TV series premiere. Like that one guy who literally gets on
shills, MSK.
Yeah, Star Wars Explained, who's a couple. I can almost promise you that girl pegs that guy because he wears a Leia cosplay. Any guy that does that's probably homosexual. You're gay.
I guarantee she's probably got a boyfriend that he knows about.
Or that one guy who always sucks off Disney Star Wars. I think his name is Cal Katarn or some shit like that. He'll always suck him off.
Which I hate.
If Kathleen Kennedy had a dick, he would have it so far down to his esophagus, his eyes would roll back.
Which his name is such an insult to the real Kyle Katarn from Star Wars. Kyle Katarn is one of my favorite fucking characters from Star Wars Legends, man. Like, and you stealing my boy's drip? Like, fuck off.
You have to develop a tough skin. That's not how you say that. You have to develop tough skin. Idiot. This is exactly right. It's so weird how you do that weird confirmation bias. You have to do this said thing, and it is,
Or maybe if you would just, I don't know, do right by the fans, don't disrespect what George Lucas built, and just make good movies and shows, you wouldn't be in this situation.
That's what you have to do. You can't make it go away. All right, okay. I don't even know. Women logic breaks my soul and brain when I read what they say. All we can do is put our head. What the fuck? All
Bitch,
we can
you
do is
don't
put
do
our
the
heads
work.
down. Okay, Kathleen, as a woman, and when you say you're putting your head down, I get an entirely different vision in my head about these.
She doesn't do the work. She sits in her fucking office like a goddamn corpo and collects a paycheck. That's all she does.
All we can do is put our heads down and do the work and believe that we're doing the best we can, telling the best story we can. Well, that's you've not been doing that at all. That's what you've been doing. Is that what you've been doing this whole minute? If that's what you believe you were doing, goddamn, what have you been doing?
Telling the best story we can. Yeah, that's why you.
This is the Last Jedi.
That's why you. That's why you basically just remade A New Hope with a different skin.
She says, tells the best story she can. Movie says, and somehow Palpatine returned. You sure are doing the best you can, lady. I really believe you. I love it, man. Holy shit.
God, man.
And if somebody gets really nervous about it and doesn't want to do it, I say then don't do it, because I can't tell you this won't happen. I will be fair to her on one aspect. Just one.
No, fuck her. Don't be fair to her.
One aspect. It must be excruciating going online where she literally has to read tens of millions of comments about her calling her trash,
Once
the
again,
worst person ever.
she wouldn't be in that situation if she wasn't such an insufferable cunt.
Yeah, and keep in mind, that's what you lined up for. When you're the president of Lucasfilm, in any commissioner stance, whether it be commissioner of the NBA, the commissioner of the NFL, a head spokesperson of a
It
CEO
starts
of
from
a
the
company,
top.
you are a lightning rod for criticism in any position like that. So if you don't want to be in that position, do what you're doing right now and get the hell away from that position.
This once again, we're talking about these people don't know how shit works in the real world. In a normal job like mine, if shit goes wrong, the first rule is literally it goes from the top and just trickles down. Like if something bad happens in the office, you go to management. It's management's fault. And I'm sorry, Kathleen, you can try to deflect and pretend that, oh, it's the fans' fault. No, it's your fucking fault. You did this shit. You ruined this franchise partially. There's still some things I liked, but for the most part, everything you've done since 2015 has been a steaming pile of dog shit, and you have nobody to blame but yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have, I don't know. I think the way to fix would have been is to have better control over these projects, hire some people that understood Star Wars.
Yeah. Well,
keep the continuity together.
Well, for the sequel trilogy, it's very apparent they did not have a plan when they started. They were like, okay, in 2012 when they got Star Wars, they literally went, okay, we got Star Wars, let's start making movies. Okay, well, what are we going to do? We'll worry about that later. Let's just start making movies. It's like, no, you're going to make a sequel trilogy to the original trilogy that a lot of people love. No, you need to treat that with the utmost respect. You need to come up with a story that is going to absolutely just, I mean, not even blow people away, but respect the characters, respect the lore, and just continue to build on what came before. And they didn't do any of that.
And Lucas had treatments for the next three movies, and they just threw
did.
them away. And she did, they didn't want anything to do with the expanded universe, and except for the parts now they're stealing.
I'm sorry, they can decanonize all of that shit all they want to. That is Star Wars to me. That is my sequels, is the Thrawn trilogy. It's the Abeloth saga. It's the war with the Yuzhong Bong, all the stuff with Darth Caedus and Jason Solo. Like, in my opinion, that is what happened at Return of the Jedi. It's not what The Force Awakens was. It's not what The Last Jedi was. And it certainly wasn't what The Rise of Skywalker was.
Oh, yeah. I got a buddy who's big Star Wars guy. He's actually an artist, and he's done cards and things for them. And he's part of that Stormtrooper 521st or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And when Disney bought it, he was really excited. And he's like, they got this, and they're going to do that, and they can cast Mara Jade, and they're going to have this. And I was like, well, that's great. And then none of it happened. And I know he's probably not too happy about it,
Well, it's like, I would love to see like the Abeloth saga done right, because Abeloth is arguably one of the most terrifying entities like in Star Wars. And it took like the combined might of the Jedi and the Sith to beat her. In fact, in the Clone Wars, they basically set her up a little bit because they introduced the ones. They introduced the father, the daughter, and the son. The son embodies the dark side, daughter embodies the light, and then the father represents balance. And if you know anything about the Abeloth saga, it's that Abeloth was a mortal woman that basically hung out with the ones, and they called her mother. And then she got reduce mic background noise.
No. Yeah, just it keeps unchecking your reduce mic background noise thing for some reason. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
It shouldn't. Don't be fucking with shit.
All right, so the last tweet here is Kathleen Kennedy.
I could talk about Star Wars Legends all day, Joe.
Star Wars is for nerds.
I love it.
Kathleen Kennedy on the low point of her time as Lucasfilm president, quote, "The lows are that you've got a very, very small percentage of the fan base that has enormous expectations, and basically they want to continue to see pretty much the same thing."
Nobody wanted to see the same thing. We wanted you to continue the story, respect the lore, and respect what came before. That's all you had to fucking do. You literally could have made a Star Wars movie about Luke Skywalker fucking a hobo in a shoe and still probably made it cool somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But instead you gave us Luke Skywalker, who's a fucking quitter, who's not going to help his family out, who's not going to help out the resistance.
Basically my dad.
Yeah, when his literal fucking nephew has turned to the dark side and is leading the First Order against the rest of the galaxy. And you mean to tell me he's just going to abandon his friends?
Well, I'm going to replay the scenario of Force Awakens in your guys' heads. So Han Solo knows his son is dementally insane, gets in front of him, and is surprised he gets stabbed by that guy.
I don't mind.
This is the great quality storytelling she said she was writing when she's doing her own thing.
I don't mind that scene, honestly, because think about it realistically. If you had a son and your son was basically like a drug addict or, something worse, like let's say maybe he's, going down a bad path. You as a dad, you would want to try and reach out to him and, try to, help him.
Yeah, but a drug addict can't use the Force and doesn't hold a lightsaber that can kill you.
Well, drug addict could also tell his dad to go fuck himself. And never speak to him again, which is kind of what Kylo Ren did. He just put a lightsaber through his fucking chest.
And
that part didn't bug me so much, but the fact that he abandoned his family to go back to smuggling. It was like,
fucking hell.
Some reason in Disney you can't have fathers around that are any good. It's so stupid.
I ain't gonna lie. We should have had like a 5-minute sequence of Chewbacca just raging out and ripping apart fucking stormtroopers when that happened.
Should at least had Leia hug him, but no, she had to hug Rey. Somebody for like 7 minutes.
No sense. It's like he literally watched his best friend die. Leia knows this, and who does she hug? Rey.
Yeah, she didn't even know
what.
It's like,
also, this great writing in The Force Awakens. A trained Sith Lord lost to a guy who's never picked up a lightsaber, and then lost to Rey with no training on a lightsaber. This is this great writing she said she does by herself.
Good Lord. I could buy the fact that Finn was somehow putting up a fight because he's been trained in hand-to-hand combat with the First Order. And plus, Kylo Ren, we don't know how long it's been since he's actually faced someone with a lightsaber or can use the Force, so he might be out of practice. But here's the thing. People rag on Rey for being too powerful in The Force Awakens. But the thing is, that was an intriguing part of The Force Awakens. It's like, why is she so good at everything? I can say this about The Last Jedi. It's one of the things I did like is the concept that as Kylo Ren grows in his strength in the dark side, like the Force will basically make someone to balance him out in the light. And that's a pretty cool explanation for as to why she's so strong, but they just kind of shit can that idea. And, you can have an overpowered character, but the thing is, you have to show, you could probably do an arc where you see them struggling with that power. You see them struggling with that weight on their shoulders and, just all this responsibility that comes with that power, but they didn't do any of that.
No, she had no struggle. Everything was easy.
Then
she accidentally kills Chewie, but that was a different transport.
Yeah, it was a fake out. Dude,
she killed a bunch of people on this other transport.
I'm not going to lie. When I was watching Rise of Skywalker and she did that shit, I was like, oh, fuck. She just killed Chewbacca.
I knew
that could
was
like
last.
well, the thing is, if they had gone
Right.
through with it and she actually killed Chewbacca, like my
Yeah,
first
that would have
reaction,
made her
my-
interesting.
yeah, my first reaction was, oh shit, this could be like a good like character building moment for. Oh, never mind, he's alive.
And then the whole thing with C-3PO. Oh, look, I'm going to lose all my friends here.
De-
Oh, no,
de-
we actually have a backup.
Didn't happen. Yeah,
Death apparently means nothing in Star
quality.
Wars now.
Keep in mind, this lady just said, what did she say over here? Oh, we just have to lock ourselves away and really just do our best at storytelling. Lies.
Just,
yeah, your best attempt at storytelling gave us the power of one, the power of two, the power of cringe.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is she's probably really good at organizing, getting movies made, and those kind of things.
Mhm.
But I think the biggest problem is there's no one there she hired to say, okay, you're going to be my quality control person. You're going to make sure the scripts are good. You're going to make sure they make sense. You're going to make sure there's quality, and you're going to kind of make sure the fans are going to get what they want. Because when you spend billions on Star Wars, you're also buying a huge fandom.
Right.
And what do? They come out and they just say, well, we don't care what they say. We want to attract a new fan base. Well, why? All they had to do in that movie, in the first movie, first of all, they have the new order coming, all that was dumb. They should have had the Republic going on, and you got the older three trying to keep things together. Luke's trying to get Jedis going. And then the side, you see the new Empire, so to speak, the new bad guys coming up.
Yeah.
And then
I don't even
then
know
they get sprung on them, and then they got to deal with it. And part of the way they deal with it is you bring in these three young people who you're going to hand the baton to.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, it was like, well, here's your three new people. This is your new Han, Luke, and Leia. And these other ones are kind of here. And, well, because they're dads, we're going to make Han look terrible, and we're going to make Luke an idiot. And, and it's just, why? If they would have handed that off correctly, everybody would love those characters. Everybody would want to see them again. And they took the most interesting guy in the whole thing, Finn, who was a great character, a great concept.
Yeah.
And they just turned into a dope who gets knocked around by Rose and he's yelling, "Ray!"
There was a way to pass the torch to a new generation of characters. And look, that I would expect you to do that at some point because look, Mark Hamill's old as fuck. Harrison Ford is old as fuck.
He also didn't really want to do Star Wars anymore.
Yeah, and even when and that's another reason I wasn't mad when they killed off Han. It's like because he wanted to do that since Jedi. Carrie Fisher was basically a fucking fossil when she was still alive. It's like you had to have passed the torch on to a new generation of characters at some point anyway. So this whole statement of her going, oh, well, they just want to see things that we've already done. It's like, no, pass the torch to a new generation of characters because we already know this is going to happen at some point.
Yeah,
these older actors can't do this forever.
Till you're 90.
But there's a way to do it without making it a complicated fucking mess.
Yeah, and Harrison Ford wanted to be out of it. He wanted to be killed. Just think how impactful that could have been if he still had a good relationship with Leia. Luke was still around. Chewie was there. R2 and C-3PO, and they were all witnessed his death. And they had to deal it together. And then the young people could see, look, some foreshadowing. Like, wow, these people fought this for 30 years.
Yeah.
This could be us in 30 years,
Dude,
and we're going to have this relationship.
Yeah.
And this is what brings you together, this fighting and running everything together. Instead, it was, well, you're here, you stink, and you're a terrible dad, and you're crying on a.
Oh, that's another thing that drives me up a wall about The Last Jedi is it's like, all right, you want to make Luke a fucking quitting recluse on an island on a planet somewhere because, he's sad that his Jedi order got slaughtered and his, nephew turned to the dark side. Fine, whatever. But the moment Rey showed up and told him Han is dead, like Ben Solo killed him, that right there should have got him off his fucking ass and back to Leia and helping out the fucking Resistance.
Yeah, and even if he didn't want to restart the Jedi, he'd go see his old friend. I mean, about his old friend who died.
You don't even see Luke mourn Han or anything like that.
I forgot. This other piece of quality writing we got in The Rise of Skywalker. Somehow Han is a Force ghost without being a Jedi at all.
He's not a Force ghost. That's just like a manifestation of Ben Solo's like.
That's what they want you to believe.
He's not a Force ghost, MSK. Like, quit making it fucking complicated.
No, whatever. Fuck off. All right. And if you're not going to do that, then you know going in that you're going to disappoint them. Well, you did that part.
Make good shit, and we won't be disappointed, bitch.
I'm not sure there's anything you can do about that. Yeah, don't make garbage. Don't make The Rise of Skywalker. Probably don't do that.
Don't make garbage. Don't disrespect these characters and the lore in the universe, and we won't have a problem.
Because you can't please everybody. This is true. I agree with that. Yes, you can't please everybody, but your strategy of pleasing people must be awful because you haven't been doing that at all. And the only people who praise you are, I would argue, okay, movies are all subjective and all that stuff.
Are simps. Are fucking shills.
There are people that maybe genuinely like the Disney stuff, sure, but
like
a lot of people that praise her stuff are simps.
Like, have you seen the infamous like Disney Star Wars shill photo that has like all these influencers in it?
Oh, I know.
I think it was like right around the time the Acolyte came out, but they all got flown out to fucking Disney to meet with Leslie Headland and Dave Filoni. And the thing is, later on after the trip, they were like, "Oh, Disney didn't pay us to to give this show praise." Meanwhile, there's video out there that somebody took of them getting gift baskets.
Oh yeah, with all kinds of stuff.
But we weren't paid to like this show. No,
we're not a paid shill. I don't want to tell people, just quick little side tangent, and we're going to tie it in for the rest of the video. We're going to wrap it up here in a second. Yeah. When that happens to someone, that will definitely influence their opinion on a movie. Mm-hmm. You want to know how we know that? Because you are not like financially incentives. They give you this nice day where you meet the producers and you meet the talent involved with the show.
You might get some free passes to Galaxy's Edge or something.
Yeah, you get pictures for your social media. You get all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So realistically, why would you give it a bad review? You were treated so well before you got to see the actual product. Yeah, that influences how you would think about a product being gifted free shit. That's why you're a paid shill.
Yeah. And you're going to do it again because you want to have that treatment again.
That's called, you know what that's called? Getting access. You can't give up that sweet, sweet access. Well, my wife did to 5 other black guys.
I would never sell my soul out like that. Like if Kathleen Kennedy for a fucking gift basket.
Dude, I've seen people sell out for Timo hats at Riot Games. Ain't nothing Star Wars can do.
I'm sorry, spade is a spade. Like if you come to me and you're like, "Hey, I want you to review my show, but we're gonna invite you out, we're gonna treat you well, and then we want you to review the show and tell us how it was." I'm probably still gonna tell you that your show fucking sucked. If it sucked,
they do allow. I will say, like once in a while, they'll allow these outlets like Variety and THR and Deadline. You know how you usually get that one, but keep in mind if they constantly did that, this is how you know they're still paid. They don't constantly do that because they know at some point they're going to ruin the reputation of said movie doing that. They do have some level of influence, but I'll get Joe, I'll get your final thoughts on all of this. Her stepping down and Dave Filoni taking over. You think it's going to be better or worse with her stepping down? Well,
I'm not 100% sure it's going to be better or worse unless I think the upper management makes some changes, because I think ultimately a lot of the problems you see in a lot of new storytelling is there's a lot of fear to make a female character weak. And somehow they think if they have problems or they get beat or they struggle, that's a weakness. If you look at the Milan movie from the animated to the live action, in animated, she struggled with her training and everything. Then the live action, she comes in and she's Superwoman right away. And I think what happens, and this is really big, I think in society, is there's this big turn where anything related to women that was considered traditional women roles are bad almost. Like if you say you're a housewife now and you take care of the kids and that, you're like down upon. Or if you're, like everyone's bragging about, well, Princess Leia is no longer a princess. She's a general. Well, because why? Because princess has bad stigma because it was a traditional female role. So and where a general, you're tough. It's more male. It's more masculine.
Yeah.
But I think if Disney gets away from that thing where they have to promote it and, promote the idea that women can't have conflict with each other and they have to always be right, and that it could be better. And I think Rey could have been a great character, but I really think when they wrote her, they were afraid to have her struggle, because I think younger people, there's always this fear that you're going to get attacked for doing something. Like if you come out and say you write a character, a woman, and she's, I wouldn't say subservient, but she's like secondary to a man, you're going to be called names.
I agree. It should be that way. Thank you, Joe.
Because you look at the Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
In the comic books, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers got her powers from the original Captain Marvel.
And he was a guy. The original
was a guy. But in the movie, they couldn't have him be a guy because you couldn't lose her agency, so to speak, to a man. And the whole movie was about overcoming the patriarchy. And I think that was a problem with a lot of the Disney stuff. They changed The Little Mermaid with the live action, where Ariel did a lot more of the things that the prince did before, or whatever. I can't think of his name. And I think it's a general fear that you're going to look like you don't like women, or you hate them, or you're going to get the stigma. And if Disney can get away from that and get back to telling good stories and have, the female characters be characters, and you're allowed to have femininity and you're allowed to have masculinity in the men, I think they could be good. But I think Dave Filoni, his hands might be tied. He might be told, no, you have to do this. You might not. I don't know the structure of Disney to know even if Kathleen Kennedy was buying it, but I think that's part of the culture. I think these writers, these producers, these people think, well, no, the woman has to be super strong. She has to be the best, or it's sexist, or it's,
and it was crazy is for me, I've told people this because I remember there were some articles that came out, I think it was Variety or Deadline had it, where insiders had pointed out that Disney didn't really know what to do with their franchises. And it's like, the thing is, I'm not going to dog on women characters because I always do that. And I do that out of pure cynicism because I'm just a guy like that. But
of course you do.
All jokes aside, it's one of those things where if you're going to make a female character or have her be the lead of your franchise, you can't be mad when dudes go, I don't want that. Because why do I have to like her as a female? Because keep in mind that this is a thing in real life that's going to relate back to what I'm going to say. Men earn their value based off of a lot of different things. Women kind of just get value given to them just because they look good. So there's no reason to like Rey. There isn't. What has she done to deserve it? None of it.
Yeah, that's the problem, is you're automatically, just because she's the main character, you're supposed to like her. But you can make her likable. I'm going to get a lot of heck for this one, but I think Rose Tico could have been a very good character because she was like a mechanic. She had this, technical side to her. And if they would have kept playing that out, and even if they wanted a relationship between her and Finn, which I think would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it turned into, well, I'm going to run this mission and we got to save the space horses because,
capitalism.
Because capitalism's bad. And then I'm going to zap Finn and make him look like a dope and take him on this mission. And then in the end, I'm going to be fighting in a fighter, shooting. And it's like, she could have had this really good role of a character that we don't really see. Just somebody who is a technical person, as a mechanic. And you can put it in a situation where, because she's not a fighter and she can't fly a ship, that she's, she could probably fly a ship as a mechanic, but she can't fly a fighter and fight. And you could put her in situations where she had struggle. And Finn could help her out, or Rey could help her out. But instead, automatically she gets the best of Finn. She's running this little mission. She's ordering people around. And then all of a sudden she's in a battle in a ship shooting stuff. And it's just, why? They just need to make these characters likable and believable. And I think that's the biggest problem right now with Star Wars. And if Filoni can start doing, like you said, with the Clone Wars and stuff, I know a lot of people really like it. And I think because the characters are good. My friend Scott, I brought him up earlier. He was the big Star Wars guy. He loves Clone Wars. And he talked about how great, how developed it is. And I think if Filoni can do that, then Star Wars has a chance.
Yeah.
But I think the problem, like Kevin Feige once said about Marvel, is they're going to get to the point where they have more female characters than male characters.
Mm-hmm.
Which, to be honest with you, I wouldn't really care if they're good characters.
If they're written well, yeah.
But the thing that I'll add to that is that you can't, in that same, I'm not saying you guys are doing that, but in that same vein, they can't complain they don't have a male audience then, because you replaced all the male characters there. Come on, this stuff, come on, this stuff is kind of geared towards dudes. Swapping
it is.
And I don't mind if there's female characters there, but if you want to have an overlapping of females, then for some reason, it's just in my brain, I'm shocked that people go, well, where do my male fans go? You just told them you don't want them. You want a female audience, which is the minority in your fan base anyway. That females that like Star Wars at one point were I still would argue, are the minority in this stuff. Women are the minority in a lot of this stuff. That's why they always bring up the whole hetero, straight white male thing. Yeah, because they know a lot of women don't like this shit. But Nate, what was your final thoughts and opinions on what's going on?
Well, I feel like we've had 10 years to basically figure out that Kathleen Kennedy's just full of shit. And she's never done anything credible with her career at all, except leech off some of the greatest directors and writers known to Hollywood. Honestly, I don't think Dave Filoni could do any worse. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are apprehensive, and I know there's a lot of people who are very doubtful about where Star Wars is headed and just, where the direction of Star Wars is headed in general. But here's the thing. I've seen what Dave Filoni can do, and I've seen him produce and come up with some of the best Star Wars content since the original trilogy. Clone Wars is great. It starts off kind of like a kid's show, but dude, it gets mature very quickly, and it is really cool.
And the same animation for that Darth Maul show.
They are.
Yeah.
And they use the same animation for the Bad Batch. They use the same animation for Tales of the Jedi and some of those other shows. And the thing is, I've seen what he can do. Like he was talking about, with, just putting emphasis on characters and making them likable. The Clone Wars doesn't just focus on the Jedi and, all the, the war. Like it takes the individual clones and it makes them characters. Like when you're watching this show and something bad happens to these fucking characters, like you become attached to these characters. And when something happens, you're like, oh, fuck. Like you actually feel something. So I got no doubt that Dave Filoni can actually write competent characters and get the audience to care about characters. That's why I'm kind of on that side of guys, like everybody just calm the fuck down and wait and see what Dave Filoni does.
All right, everyone's calm. So I've seen The Office usually, and I love that scene. All right, everyone's calm.
Everybody just stay calm. Just calm the fuck down. No, I think people need to just calm down, wait and see what Dave Filoni is going to do first. And you know what? If I'm wrong and it turns out he's 1,000 times worse than Kathleen Kennedy ever was, then cool. Jump on him, bust his balls. I don't fucking care. But from what I've seen in the past, he's made some really good stuff. He's probably one of the biggest Star Wars fanboys I fucking know of. And at one point, I think he was even picked by George Lucas himself for the Clone Wars. That's why he got attached to the Clone Wars, because George Lucas was like, I want that guy. So if George Lucas signed off on him, then sure, I say let's give the guy a go and see what he can do, especially with, his history of what he's already done for Star Wars. And plus, he made The Last Airbender. It's like one of my favorite fucking shows ever, man.
Outside of the interviews that I've seen him talk, it sounds really cringe. All the woman wanting, because I will say this. Outside of that, from what I've heard about the guy, it does look like he does have at least a sense of what he kind of wants to do with something. That's better than what she has.
Well,
what does she want to do with any of this stuff? Force is female.
Well, Emily brought up the Star Wars animated film from 2008. That was 3 episodes. I think it was I think the Clone Wars was originally supposed to be like a 3-part pilot, and they just squash the episodes together and put it in the theaters. The first season of the Clone Wars, like I said, it's kid stuff, but once you start getting into seasons 2 and 3 and it starts getting dark and mature, and dude, that last season that they did a couple years ago, season 7, I have nothing bad to say about it. It is literally some of the best shit that they've ever done for Star Wars. Like, if you want to really see why people like Ahsoka Tano, just watch Clone Wars, man. Like she goes, dude. And the thing was, she was hated so badly when she first debuted. Like, I'm talking like Jar Jar Binks levels of hate, probably even more. And you know what? She ended up being one of the coolest fucking characters like in Star Wars, period. And it's because she grows and she adapts and she becomes a better character over the course of the show. So, like I said, I have no doubt that Dave Filoni knows what he's doing and he can probably make some really cool stuff. I think people who are just not familiar with the Clone Wars and with, Rebels and some of the other stuff he's done, they see the stuff that he did do under Kathleen Kennedy. Let me remind you, they see stuff like Book of Boba Fett and the 3rd season of Mandalorian and, and Ahsoka, and they're like, oh, no, he's just a Kathleen Kennedy puppet. He's just a replacement for her. And it's
he
like
wears knee pads for her.
It's like he literally made those shows under her, and I guarantee he was probably doing some cool shit, and she probably kicked in the door a couple times and said, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that he's going to do a great job or a bad job. I'm just saying, hey,
I'm definitely more
literally to the ground.
Yeah,
he can't
do any worse.
If he did do worse, that's actual skill to do worse than checks notes, the Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi. That would be awful. Just pointing out, that would be bad.
It's just me personally. Like I said, I like what he's done for Star Wars in the past. I don't think he could do any worse than what Kathleen Kennedy did. I'm definitely more on the more optimistic side going forward. Like, I want to see what he does before people really start jumping on him.
And, for me and my closing thoughts on this, because this video is going to be kind of long, I want to make sure I really gave my thoughts out on this. My very last thing to tie into my last point to finish it off for me is she says she's stepping down. Now, we've seen this happen a lot.
She'll probably collect some royalty checks going forward. Probably,
I will say she will still potentially. Now, is this one of those stepping downs where she's stepping down as the president of Lucasfilm and she's going to be like still a producer? Because like
she needs to stay the fuck away from Star Wars.
Because for me, the way I read things were like she's going to be stepping down as the president of the company. But that doesn't mean, guys, they still won't involve her in things. I mean, they could still involve her in things. She's just not going to be the lightning rod for if
they were smart, they would keep her the fuck away from Star Wars. Like,
it does sound like she's actually legitimately retiring. The thing that I will say for all these simps out there that love women, because they can apparently do no wrong in their eyes, she had a lot of help with her in the beginning part of her career with all these movies. Got a chance to do it by herself in the biggest franchise ever. And in my opinion, I think he just failed. Yeah, people say those movies made a lot of money. Yes, they did. But that they were going to make a lot of money because it was Star Wars. She would. It's like her being there wouldn't have changed. They were going to make money. Literally, you could have put Kevin Feige there. They were going to make money. You remember
Kevin Feige was going to make a Star Wars movie?
You had a Star Wars live action movie since 2006. These were guaranteed going to make money. Force Awakens is like one of the highest grossing movies ever. It's like top 10, 5. Yeah, that was going to make money regardless if she was president or not. So this notion of, but she made them make money. They were going to make movie regardless.
Yeah, because we went 10 years without Star Wars. Like the only thing on that was Star Wars related at the time was Clone Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars literally was, you could say, arguably carried it. The only thing on Star Wars for TV wise for years was just Clone Wars. That's it. Unless you want to count books and games and all that stuff, but that's different, obviously. But it's one of these things where I don't know. I think she got. It's what we say in League. I think she got mega boosted around being around better people. Was given a chance to do it by herself, and then completely just shows you she really just got. It was other better people carrying her than her doing it herself. I mean, if Nate gives me coffee, right? If Nate goes out and buys me a McDonald's frappe right now, I will give him a hug. You know what? He can be a producer of my Felipe the Dancing Monkey movie. But
I'm already a producer on this show by proxy, I guess. So
we have an IMDb credit, but yes, who knows? The future of Star Wars is male. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace.
Have a good one.
All right. So
That's probably
we're gonna
one
wrap
of
it up
your.
here.
That's probably one of your more longer videos.
Yeah, but I had to because these things have to be explained in detail because there's some really dumb people out there. They're so dumb. But
Joe,
no, the mic background thing is because on here, when I check these, so you don't have any mic background noise, it always just uncheck them. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
I think your studio just hates you.
Okay. No, I'll do that later. I'll just have sex with a girl later. Good Lord.
You need to have sex with men first. Gotcha.
What the fuck? What is this leap in logic you just did there?
Joe, I will say, if at any point I cut you off, dude, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. No problem.
All right, just
no, you guys are kind of funny though. You're like, I hate women. I'm like, I love women. I love what you guys are.
That's all him. I said I hate Kathleen Kennedy.
I hate her type of woman where criticism they always think criticism is the worst thing ever. It's like you're not like I just don't get it. Because keep in mind, I would like.
Yeah, it's like, do you know how much criticism I get for the way I run my D&D games, or how much criticism I get for some of my takes on movies? Like, if you're a public figure and you do this kind of shit for a living, you're not exempt from criticism, bitch.
Especially if you're going to be the president of arguably one of the biggest IPs ever. It's like, yeah, you're going to get criticized. Like people people around here probably go, "Oh, Kathleen, you're the best. I love you so much. I want to suck on
exactly what happens.
I want to suck on your big toe. I would love if you just took a shit in my mouth." Yeah.
Whoa. What? Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
They actually live in this bubble where you legit, and keep in mind, criticizing women now in Hollywood is not a thing you can do.
Nah,
you get fired doing that.
Like, literally, fuck her, man. I hope the door hits her right on the ass on the way out.
I don't think she really has an ass anymore. I think it's flat. But
well, she's not very good at doing Star Wars and doing this thing. She screwed up Indiana Jones as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, when you're in that position, I don't think she was as a producer, I don't think she did anything really creative in her career.
Well, the thing is,
now she's asked to oversee creative, and it's
the thing is, if you compare it to like Marvel, let's say she has a position that's kind of equal, if not too similar to like Kevin Feige. And if you know anything about Kevin Feige, you know about Marvel phases like 1 through 3. He's the one that oversaw the plan and helped execute the plan. Even though they had different directors working on the different projects and shit, they had a plan and they had a direction on where they wanted to go. If she was anything like Kevin Feige during that time, she would have done the same thing. All right, guys, we want to do another Star Wars trilogy. Here's how we're going to do episode 7. Here's how we're going to do episode 8. And here's how we're going to do episode 9. It was literally that fucking simple. You literally just needed to get a group of people together and map the shit out, and they didn't do.
You know what's crazy? There was this book Bob Iger gave an interview in. He said one of the main reasons why they kept making them 2 years back to back was because the company enjoyed the opening weekend box office numbers being as huge as they were.
Well, the thing is, I remember when The Force Awakens was coming out, and people started talking about, we're going to get a new Star Wars movie every year. We're just going to get like a spin-off movie between the mainline episodes. And at the time I was like, oh, that's cool as fuck. I get Star Wars every year now. That's fucking awesome. Let's go.
That would
that would have been if they did it right. But I think like after The Last Jedi, I was kind of like, yeah, something is off. And I was one of those people when I originally saw The Last Jedi, I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And then like the more I've watched it, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see where people are talking about. I can kind of see what people are talking about with this movie. I don't hate everything about The Last Jedi. I think it still has some good moments in it, but it still doesn't mean it's a cleverly written film with a coherent plot.
That's Catwoman.
Hey,
I would rather watch The Last Jedi over Catwoman any day.
I don't know, man. Halle Berry's in it and she's wearing leather. I'm fine.
Right. And come on, it's Patience Phillips. That's that. Good Lord.
I don't even care what's going on in that movie as long as I see her. It doesn't.
Catwoman is is that meme where it's the crack pipe and it literally the caption goes, "Motherfucker's about to hit this right now."
Yeah.
God.
I mean, I guess Catwoman was popular enough that they made a movie tie-in game for it.
Catwoman is a very popular character.
Just not the
that-
version they made.
It's not the version they made.
They
It was
couldn't
named
even
Selena
name her
Kyle.
Selena Kyle. She wasn't even Selena
I
Kyle.
know, it was so dumb. But Halle Berry's wearing leather,
dude,
so that was cool.
I'm sorry. Like, I've tried to rewatch Catwoman several times throughout my 27 years on this planet. And every time I get to the basketball court sequence, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
No,
I can't
dude.
do this.
The part where somehow this reporter got into this building, then got into the sewer system. I don't know how that would even work. That would not work. That's not how buildings work. You don't somehow end up in the air conditioning place and then somehow in the sewer. That's not how that works. That's just not how that works at all. Then somehow they turn on a drain.
It's
Somehow
just
she ends up in a sewer, and then a cat gets on top of her dead body, breathes on her.
Yeah,
and
that
now
was
she has-
It's so stupid. Like, Selena Kyle doesn't even have powers. Like, what are we doing? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like what we were talking about with Kevin Feige. They let these Marvel TV shows get out of control, and they don't make sense if you watch them. And
well, that was because after Endgame, I guess Kevin Feige just got a little too big for his boots and was literally like, "We are literally too big to fail. We could literally make a show about two hobos fucking in a shoe, and it would make $1 billion."
yeah, they
Like,
and I guess they're having a hard time getting directors now for the Marvel movies.
well, yeah, because they're terrified.
What's the woman who directed the Marvels? She just did 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Her name slips me, but she directed it, and they said, well, they kind of pigeoned her, they forced her in the way and to do their way. And I thought, well, she wasn't that great of a director. Then I saw Bone Temple, which I thought was a pretty good movie.
It was all right, yeah.
And I don't think it was great. I enjoyed it, but you could tell she's a way better director because I just think they force your hand. And I guess the person who directed Black Widow, they just said, well, don't worry about the fight scenes. We'll take care of that.
No, remember what they said? They had this logic of fix it in post.
Yeah.
It was literally a quote. They actually were just fix it in post if they had problems because the pandemic made it so they couldn't film certain ways or whatever.
That's just lazy shit. That's like a lot of these game devs now who will these big game studios who will release these video games that are unfinished, and it's kind of the same thing you were just talking about. They're like, oh, well, any bugs or issues we have with the game, we could just fix and post after everybody's already
It'll give you a patch and
paying $70 for a broken product that's not even working on launch day. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they don't know. I don't know. It just gets so big. I just wonder if Disney, there's somebody up there making these decisions because they just do things now, and
it's got to be. It's got to be Bob Iger. Like, it's because they own Marvel, they own Star Wars. I know people want to put a lot of blame on Kathleen Kennedy, and yeah, she deserves a lot of flack. People want to put blame on Kevin Feige and a lot of the fuck ups over the past 5 years over at Marvel, but it's like, guys, you do know there's somebody else like above them that tells them what to do, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's almost like they want to burn their money. And when they did the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, they're now bringing in the original characters because they would say, well, we got to have Rey, and nobody goes to it. And first of all, it's really expensive. But
I'll say this about the sequels, and it's kind of like that conversation I was bringing up earlier about Star Wars being a generational thing. People who are in their 40s and 50s, the original trilogy, that's their Star Wars, and that's fine. I used to have conversations with my uncle about the prequels. He despised the prequels. Like, he fucking hated them.
Good man, yeah. Prequels
but
suck.
He respected the fact that that was our Star Wars, and that's the Star Wars we liked growing up. So if me and my cousins were talking about how great Anakin was and how great General Grievous and Count Dooku were, like, he didn't say anything about it because in his head, even though he didn't like the prequels, he appreciated the fact that that was our Star Wars. And it's kind of the same way. And since he embedded that in me, I kind of feel the same way about the prequels in a way. But the sequels in a way, because it's like you have a whole generation of kids now who grew up with Rey, with Kylo Ren, you know, with Poe Dameron. It's like, if that's their Star Wars, that's fine. I'm not going to tell these kids that, you know, they're wrong for liking those characters.
Yeah, because everyone has an entry point into a series.
Yes.
My thing is that when those kind of fans start acting like experts in the whole franchise and trying to rewrite every narrative to fit their own perception of how things went, like they'll say certain things like Star Wars was never welcoming to women characters. Main character of the fucking franchise is a woman.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, dumb idiot?
Yeah. You know,
it just gets so tiring. It's, you know, I'm a bigger Star Trek fan, and I always hear, you know, Star Trek wasn't made for you because if I don't like Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. So Star Trek was, it's great Star Trek, and Star Trek was never made for you. I'm like, what do you mean? Started watching when I was 5 years old, and I loved it, and it spoke to me. It was made for everybody, but you know, you don't like something, that's their thing. Well, it was made for you or whatever. It's like,
well, it's like I said, you know, if it's Halloween and I'm walking around dressed as Anakin Skywalker or Darth Revan, and I see a little girl walking down the street and she's dressed as Rey and she's having the time of her life, I'm not going to tell her she's fucking wrong for that. It's like that's her. It's like, sweep the leg. No, that's her Star Wars. That's her hero. Like, she's allowed to have that. Me personally, I'm a grown fucking man. I don't have to like the shit, but I do respect the fact that there is a generation of kids that this is their entry into Star Wars, and I'm not going to tell them they're wrong for that. I'm not.
Well, I don't begrudge anybody for things like we talked about that earlier. I said things could be bad. You can like it. I mean, we talked about Twister. Twister's not a good movie.
No, it's not.
Break it down. But I love the movie. I love the movie Armageddon, and it's got a lot of problems.
You know, I like the first 3 Transformers films, as you know, fucked up and flawed as they are.
But you just have fun with it.
I just have fun with them. Yeah. I mean,
but you can like things that aren't great, but I don't know. I never attack people, but I can't believe how many times I get attacked for like saying I dislike something or something. Sometimes when I say I like things.
I only stoop to that level when it comes to like a lot of these shills, you know, the people that are very just disingenuous about their opinions. It's it's like, no, you're clearly doing this for a paycheck. You're clearly doing this for clicks, for views, for clout. It's like you're being paid to do this. I don't think you genuinely believe this. And you know what? Maybe they do genuinely believe it, but these are the same people who will look at people like you and me and tell us we're wrong for our opinions. That's where I draw. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, because like it's hard to extend grace. I would say extending grace is probably the right saying for it. It's hard to extend any level of grace to a person when you're like, "Hey, man, you can like it all you want. It's fine." But if I dislike it, then I'm the worst human ever. Like if I say I don't like Rise of Skywalker, apparently I just don't like women. I hate people. I don't like anything. It's like, where did you get all these labels from? I don't like a movie, so apparently that means I don't like black people because I don't like a black-led movie.
You didn't like Aquaman, so that must mean you don't like Samoans.
Yeah, like what are these leaps and logics? Yeah, I don't like Aquaman, which Aquaman is fine, but like just in hypothetical speak, I don't like Aquaman, so apparently I just hate fish. I'm a fish.
I'm a fish phobe.
Yeah. Fish lives matter, you know? Like, fucking hell, dude. Yeah, it's weird. If you say you don't like something, apparently you're the worst thing in every book. But if someone literally has this franchise's dick straight up down to their esophagus, to their back of their throat, apparently you're just the best person at everything. And you're the most nuanced person. You're the sweetest contextual person. It's like, what is these... If someone doesn't like it, you're the worst. But if you like it, you're apparently the most nuanced guy ever.
Yeah.
What kind of logic is that?
I'm at that point now where, I mean, I've had good, genuine conversations with people who really like the sequels. And it's like, okay, you like the sequels. Okay, sure. Why do you like them? Like, well, what's appealing to you? What's appealing about them to you? And I've talked to some people who are just fucking idiots and have just been regurgitating the same talking points, you know, that other people have. And then I've talked to people who have actually had really cool insight as to why they like them. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if you like something you like, to just try to back it up, or you didn't back it up. Sometimes you just say I like it because I like it.
Yeah,
I mean, just hit me right. I don't know, but do you like a character?
Yeah.
You like the way it looks?
But I'm one of those fucking guys that likes Titanic. I think it's a really,
Oh, I think it's
fun
a good
attempt
movie.
at a love story. I think it's good. It's got great effects. I think it's
Great effects.
James. I think it's this might be a hot take. I think it's James Cameron's best movie, like visually. But
Oh, it's really good. Yeah.
but I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like my take on that. But I mean, I'm not going to sweat it.
I like a lot of stuff people think, what? And there's just things I don't like
Yeah.
that people are like, what? A big movie in my era of growing up was The Princess Bride.
Oh
And
yeah,
everyone talks about, and I do not like that movie.
I
And
don't like it either.
All the people all my contemporaries of my age, what are you talking about? It was
Dude,
it didn't strike with me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
first time I saw The Princess Bride, I was in high school, and I think we watched it like in my English class. And of course, all the girls in the fucking class were fawning over the main character in the movie and just losing their fucking minds. And me and all the dudes were just like, ugh, like we could not stand this shit.
I just didn't like it. And I worked with a guy, and my buddy Rick, how do you not like that movie? It's so great. It's my favorite movie. I'm like, it's
or you know what's the worst part is you get people that do the surprise Pikachu face, because apparently if you've never seen every movie ever, apparently they just do the surprise Pikachu face. I haven't seen the first Terminator movie, and they're like, you haven't seen Terminator? No, I haven't seen every movie to ever exist, you moron.
Right.
Why? That's not even possible. First of all, it's not possible to do at all, but no, I haven't seen every popular movie ever.
My uncle used to drive me crazy with that shit because I would be so excited about a movie I just saw, and then he'd start talking about Predator, and it's like, well, Uncle Jason, I didn't see Predator, and he's like, what do you mean you haven't seen Predator, son? I'm like,
religion was fake or something.
He's like, what do you mean you haven't seen Predator, son? And I'm like, Uncle Jason, I'm like 10 years old. You know what I mean? Of course I haven't seen fucking Predator.
That thing of like, you gonna learn today, boy.
Yeah, you're gonna learn today, boy. Dude, he did
talk
that shit.
Talk about a movie that holds up very well. First Predator movie holds up.
Dude, it's great.
Great movie, man.
He did that shit to me. So, flashback to 2011. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 just came out in theaters. Went to the theater, saw it, loved it. That was my first fucking like holy shit end game level moment like in the theater. I was fucking loving that shit. I come home, I'm ranting and raving to him about how great it is. What does this motherfucker do? He goes in his fucking bedroom and he comes back with these 3 box sets and he throws them in my hands. And do you know what they are? They're the extended editions of Lord of the Rings.
Oh God.
Hey,
and he's like,
you got like 20 hours today.
Yep. He looked at me and he was like, you're gonna shut the fuck up about Harry Potter. You're gonna go home this weekend and you're gonna watch all 3 of those and you're gonna come back and tell me what you think.
Nice.
And you know what? I did exactly that. I went home and I spent the entire weekend watching all 3 of those movies. And I came back and I was like, is there more?
I think they're great movies, but I'm not a big fantasy guy. I like it, but it's not, a lot of people are talking about this new thing on HBO and, and they talked about like, what do you call it? The one with the
House of the Dragon.
Now it's the dragon. What's the other one with oh my gosh, my brain never works.
Is it Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
Yeah, it's the new one. No, the one with the Red Wedding and all that. Why can't they?
Oh, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Thank you. I just never got into that. I don't know.
Me neither.
I
mean, let's be honest. People were definitely watching Game of Thrones for the plot. If you know what I mean.
Never got into that. I'm sure it's pretty good, but it's just,
there's a lot of incest and titties in it. So
great.
I just unmuted my mic and I just hear incest and titties. Like, good Lord.
We're talking about Game of Thrones, MSK.
Of course. Yeah, I could be this. This is what I miss though. It doesn't happen anymore as much. You know, the whole like Sunday television thing where you wait for an episode to come on Sunday and you talk about a lot of people's was Game of Thrones. Mine was always The Walking Dead. Mine
was that too.
Yeah, because I watch Game of Thrones. I'm not a fantasy. It depends on the fantasy, but I try to watch Game of Thrones and like True Blood. I watched episode 1s of both, and I just thought, I'll be honest, I thought they were just gay. Honestly,
I keep forgetting I'm a fucking infant compared to a lot of my friends that I've made online. First time I saw The Walking Dead, because back in like 2009 going into 2010, I was really big into zombies. I had just seen George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead for the first time. zombies were my fucking jam around that time. So I start seeing these trailers for this new show that's premiering on AMC that just happens to have zombies in it. And of course, I'm going, oh, that's fucking rad. I need to watch that. And my mom is like, no.
That's pretty violent.
Yeah. And the thing was, this is back when we had DirecTV or Dish Network. So I snuck out at night and recorded like the entire first season of The Walking Dead behind her back and watched the whole thing without her ever fucking knowing. I was like, I'm going to watch this show. God damn it. Like, fuck you, mom. And first season was awesome. Got through it. I was like, man, I need more. So of course, fast forward a year later, I'm seeing previews for season 2. And I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking watch it. And I started doing what I did before. I recorded like the first 2 episodes. I'm watching one when my mom isn't home. I think she was at work and she wasn't supposed to get home until later that night. And she walks in the house while I'm in the middle of watching The Walking Dead. And I thought she was going to whoop my ass. Like, I paused the show. We're making just eye contact with each other. And she's like, Nathan, what are you watching? I'm like, The Walking Dead. And she's like, And I swear to God, she walks over to the couch and sits down and she's like, hit play. And ever since that day, the Walking Dead was something ever since that day. Hold on. Ever since that day, The Walking Dead was something we watched together.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you remember how hyped? I remember how hyped season 4 was after season 3.
No,
season 5. Season 5. Remember when season 4 ended? He's like, man, they're fucking with the wrong people. And they brought the trailer. Oh, dude, my God. It was so hyped back then.
Dude,
where did it go wrong?
Dude,
I can went like this. It went like Kathleen Kennedy's career as a producer. It just went all days downhill.
Dude, best episode of The Walking Dead to this day is season 4, episode 8, Too Far Gone. I will never forget, because you have an entire season in season 3 just building up the governor, showing how fucking ruthless
when they killed Beth
he is. No, that's season 5. That's after they leave the prison. Season 4, episode 8 is when the governor comes back and he rolls up with his army to the prison and an all-out war just breaks out. I can remember sitting there and it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. He's got Herschel by the neck with a sword, Rick's trying to talk him down, talking about, we can
great
change.
Speech, though. He gives that awesome speech.
Yeah. He's talking about how we're not too far gone. And dude, I'm getting goosebumps talking about this shit. Like, you're totally buying into it. And the governor is just like, liar. And the moment he brings that sword down, all hell.
I like how they try to trick the audience into believing he was going to be a good guy. Yeah, I never bought that.
I had read the comics. Like, I actually managed to get my hands on a few of the comic books before season 4 aired. And I remember reading through what the governor was. Dude, he's a lot more sadistic in the comics, by the way. Yeah. But I'm like, there's no fucking way they're going to make this guy like a hero or part of the group. And dude, when he said liar and brought the sword down on Herschel and all hell just breaks fucking loose, dude, like fucking cinema. Like, it's one of the
saddest moments in the show, because like usually Daryl, the guy who played him, never shows that much emotion, which is his character.
Yeah,
but the moment Beth dies, that moment, dude, he just you see it's I'm not a crying person, but to see him break down like that when Beth dies, he just pulls out that gun, he just blows that bitch's brains out. Oh my God. Best episode in the show, man.
Well, what makes those earlier seasons of The Walking Dead, like, I mean, probably 5 and under, what makes those first 5 seasons so good is you're just right there with the characters the whole time. The show does such a good job. It's like we were talking about earlier. You're writing characters that you can empathize with, connect with, and when shit happens to them, you feel it. You're right there with them. So, when Rick is like fighting the governor and the governor gets the upper hand on him and he's just wailing on him and beating the shit out of him, like, you're sitting there thinking, dude, are they actually getting ready to kill off Rick Grimes? And then all of a sudden, the fucking sword comes.
I love how Michonne took her sweet time getting out of those fucking chains.
Dude, fucking Denai Guerrera as Michonne, man. Like, she's the fucking goat of that show, dude. And dude, of course, Rick is walking around the courtyard. Everything's all destroyed and shit. He's looking for Carl and Judith. And dude, the moment once again, this was the mid-season finale, nobody knew what was going to happen next. Comic book readers had a slight idea about what was going to happen next. Dude, the moment you saw the baby carrier with the blood in it, my fucking heart like broke. Like I'll admit, like if you give me a good story with some great characters, like I will eat that shit up and I will fucking cry, man. I'm not afraid to admit it. And dude, watching that shit with my mom, we just kind of looked at each other and we were like Rick and Carl. Like we were just breaking down and sobbing watching this shit. Like,
yeah, you got good writing. I mean,
dude, peak Walking Dead. Like, I don't know.
Dead seasons 1 through 4.
1 through 5. I'll say 5 because 5
ends. Oh my! When they get into the actual, oh yeah, seasons 1 through 5. I think 5 will be the weakest of them. It has its highs and lows, but 5, yeah, I'll take it over the 6. Good lord! But yes, we gotta wrap it up here. I gotta go get some stuff done. I have to go bang my wife. So you know,
you're having a great conversation about The Walking Dead. And you're like, guys, I gotta go fuck my wife.
Yeah, I gotta go get up in 4.5 hours for work. So
yeah. But yes, well, Joe. I'm pretty sure you'll be on next week if I just give you a heads up, at least about the topic. So, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
No, not yet. Like I said, my channel, I'm planning on getting it going up this summer. So, when we get closer to that, I'll promote it more. But right now, I'm just living the dream.
Hell yeah! All right, Nate, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Yeah, well, hopefully since the winter weather is finally passed, maybe I can start going back to the movie theater a lot more like I was a couple weeks ago. Just did a review for Mercy, so if you want to go check that out, you can go follow my YouTube channel at Full Metal Critic. If you want to see me on the gaming side and things, including video games, D&D, you can follow me at Full Metal Nate. You know, right there. Just started playing Resident Evil Village. I'm making my way through that in preparation for Resident Evil Requiem. That is supposed to drop on February 27th. I've already pre-ordered it, so hopefully it gets here at a decent time. But in the meantime, I'm going to try and finish Resident Evil Village. So if you want to come see me get scared and chase around a 9'6" vampire mommy in a dark fucking castle, you can come check me out there.
Oh, and before we go, last thing I will say is Bob wasn't here this week, not because he left the show or anything. He made plans with his family.
He left.
What the heck? Narratives. Where do these narratives come from? No, he sent me a message where he said, just letting you know that I won't make it tomorrow. I've got some plans with the family. So he prioritized his family than coming on the show.
Read the actual message, MSK. It clearly says, fuck you, bitch. I ain't never coming back.
So I don't know what I have planned. I'm probably gonna stream Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel later on.
Else. Come on, man.
I'm gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and then tomorrow I have a one-on-one with Robert Storms. Fingers crossed, because things could change. And then I have another one-on-one with Ronan Joe. It's gonna be a second appearance in the show. You guys have seen him on the show before, and we have the Cloud9 podcast tomorrow. So, I don't know what I would say, because it's always the same stuff. It's always quality content. It's always quality and quantity at the same time. But no, all jokes aside, it was great having Joe on again.
Thanks
for talking to me, man. Yeah, anytime, man. As you guys know, for me, I have game streams and podcasts coming up. I have a lot of those every day.
They're definitely some of the podcasts of all time. 7
days a week, all year long, every month, every day. 24 hours.
Keep hustling, man.
I'm old at this point, man.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go live with you one day, and it's just gonna be a fucking skeleton in that chair.
All right, so thank you guys for coming by and checking out this episode of the MSK Show.